my shine with the glow. This is my time with it though. This is my time to be way at the top. Me and my guys gon' pay out the block. I don't look like walls, time's right. And I know the sea is walking in the limelight. Promise you gon' wanna watch like a sci-fi. My guys are high risers, high tide. Might drown if you come to my side. I pledge allegiance for lifetime. My squad connected like Wi-Fi. We grind and you see the highlights. This my life. It ain't a game now. Me and you, we ain't the same now. Lions coming out to play now. You wasn't invited. Say you come to play. I dare you to try it. You don't wanna try me. Then step up to my team. Yeah, out of the way. Yeah, yeah, out of the way. Yeah, yeah, out of the way. Game now, me and you, we ain't the same now. Lions coming out to play now. Opposition out the way now. Out of the way, you wasn't invited. Say you come to play. I dare you to try it. You don't wanna try me. Then step up to my team. Yeah, out of the way. Yeah, yeah, out of the way. Yeah, yeah, out of the way.
What you got for me? Whoa. Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
Won't stop going till a player on top know it. Rooftop, penthouse suite. If you really want it, gotta own it. Fight through it, we was at the lowest. Blood, sweat, tears, the components. Riding all year, now's the moment. We are not friends, we are opponents. Yeah, I'm coming for mine. Yeah, I'm making a play, the game on the line. Yeah, I've been on the grind. Yeah, I jump in the spot, I made it my time. Yeah, look in the sky. Yeah, the stars align, no shade to shine. Can't stop it already. Emotional work and devotion. We put in this time. Look, you won't stop.
Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, setting the global standard for Clash of Clans competition. In this event, we are bringing the best 8 teams from around the region, European combatants, ready to duke it out for a $50,000 prize pool, as well as an opportunity to get into a golden ticket tournament final.
Yes.
I'm your host today, Woody, and I'm joined once again on the stage by Lady B and Carbon Finn. Welcome, guys.
Good to be here. Excellent day that we had on Wednesday. What a way to kick it off, Carbon. We saw some massively close wars, a lot of excitement, and, you know, I don't know what to expect for today. What do you expect to see?
Well, I'm going to be expecting to maybe jinx some more, as that is what we saw in the very first day of action. Some 1-stars coming from one match, both-sided, so you never know what we're going to get here, Woody.
And yet, they still managed to get the win out of that one at the very end. Got a little bit dicey with Strut, but still managed to get the victory at the end. But hold on, Strut's actually going to be going up against Aphelion Esports in the very first round today. These are the only 2 teams that managed to get a win last time that are going to be going up against each other today. So we're already going to be right out of the gate with a huge match on our plates. Nobody got a perfect war last time, though, and you know, I was jonesing for one. I was looking for that big 15 up on the board, but we did not find it. Today might be the day when we get one ready to go. What do you think, Lady B?
I think it's going to be tough to pull in those 15-star wars unless we see the right defenses coming into play. These teams have brought their A game. We've seen it, and especially that last war between Strut and Badzinger, that was definitely duking it to the end. What do you expect that we're going to see defenses, or are you still holding on for that perfect war?
I'm still holding on for that perfect war. I think we're going to see it definitely before all of the round robin is over. It's going to happen in at least one match. Tonight might be the day, Woody.
Well, we're really looking forward to seeing if that does come about. We know that there's lots of fans in the chat cheering on their favorite squad, so wherever you're at in YouTube land or Twitch realm, or if you're on social media, make sure to use that hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series to get your message out there. We want to keep that conversation going so that all the teams can gather your energy to use in those attacks. We came very, very close to getting that perfect war. You know, you guys are kind of underselling the offense, I think. There were like 14 stars by 4 different squads yesterday, and the times that we didn't get that perfect 15, they were pulling up like 99% hits. So we've got a very solid chance of making that happen. But these teams have been working very, very hard, not just this past weekend, but even much longer before that, through a grueling series of many, many wars to get to this stage, the Challenge Series. So why don't we go ahead and review the format for this entire event and see where Snapdragon Pro Series started and where we're at right now. Lady B, start us off.
So we started off with a Snapdragon Open ladder series, and this consisted originally of 2 splits. The first split had over 900 wars within it. The second split had just a few less. It was like 96 players and 76 players in the second one. But all of this was to determine 4 teams to face off in the play-ins. So that was for the Snapdragon play-in finals that we saw just a couple of weeks ago. And that was 8 total teams that would face off against each other. Now it is split split between the North American region, the European and MENA region, which is Middle East and North Africa, but also India is involved in this. And from those players, we wound up going into seeding, so we would see who would face off in this round-robin style challenge, Carbon.
Yeah, and they're playing in this round-robin, like you mentioned, and there's no playoffs, there's no double elimination in this challenge series here, as you just play against all the opponents. There's 8 teams participating here in specifically the EU and MENA, and it's going to be the top 2 teams from here that will be advancing to the challenge finals, and that's when they will be going up against NA and India, and that's where you want to be. Number 1 and number 2 here in the challenge series, kind of in the round robin. You just got to be on top, and if you're able to win these wars, that's really going to play a huge role, Woody.
That's right, Carbon Finn. This round robin is going to see all 8 teams facing off against each other over the course of 7 days of competition. We're in day 2 right now of the challenge season, so our leaderboard is really just starting to shape up. But it's important to keep in mind what they're going to be competing for in this challenge series right there in the middle of the screen right now. It's for a $50,000 prize pool split up, as you can see, with $20,000 going to first place and $10,000 going to the second place team. Both of those squads will also get a berth into the Golden Ticket Finals tournament for a chance to get entry to the Clash of Clans World Championship at the end of the year. The Snapdragon Pro Series is a big, huge event, bringing players from around the world, giving them an opportunity to compete for that huge prize. So we're really excited to continue the action in the coming weeks as we watch these clans duke it out for positioning. It's all going to be about earning as many wins as possible in this round robin, and then after that we'll look at head-to-head wins and stars. But it's taking it one war at a time that often gets the victory here in these tournaments. Isn't that right, Lady B?
That's absolutely right. These wins are really important in order to climb the ladder. The losses are where you're going to really get hurt, but you also want to pull in those high star counts, and that's where it made it interesting on Wednesday, Carbon, because we saw a range from 14 all the way down to 12 stars overall.
Yeah, as you were taking a look at the leaderboard right now with Tribe being tied up with MS Esports, Affiliate, and Strut, as they all did take the victory in day number 1. And like what he mentioned, Strut and Affiliate are going to be the first match that we're going to see, and they both won. So they're both 1-0 here so far, and one of them will be 2-0, the other will be 1-1. And you want to try to win as many matches as possible, and if you start losing multiple in a row, that's really going to hurt your chances at trying to advance, Woody.
We have at most 3 teams that could still be 2-0 after the events today. Let's go ahead and look at the schedule of the matches and see the rest of the battles that will be taking place. After the Affiliate Esports versus Strut match, we've got Bad Zinger versus MS Esports, RVNT against Tompanai Tristella, and then finally Time to Throw versus Tribe Gaming. What's standing out to you as an interesting match on the horizon, Lady B?
So, I mean, other than the obvious, which we've been talking about, Affiliate versus Strut, since these are the 2 winning teams, I think Tompanai versus RVNT. So, Tompanai is part of the VN family, but they are mixed up with Tristella. So, that actually does provide a point where you have 2 teams that actually are within the same clan family that are that are going to be duking it out today, Carbon. What about you? What stands out the most?
Well, for me is the very last match of Time to Throw taking on Tribe Gaming, as Tribe was 1 building away from perfection, and Time to Throw was very close as well. It's just those small differences. Will Time to Throw be able to get Tribe Gaming's number? We're going to have to take a look, Woody.
Great question. Well, we have only just a few more minutes between now and the start of all of this awesome combat. I want to remind you just once again to use that hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series anywhere you're talking about this tournament on social media, so that we can pull those comments in and maybe even have a little bit of a repertoire with you back and forth there. So hope to see you using that hashtag, and also we'll keep an eye on Twitch chat, YouTube chat as well, to just make sure that everything's on the up and up, and that you're cheering on your favorite teams and rooting for your favorite players. We've got a lot of world championship caliber players who are competing in this event from across the region, and we're going to see if they can maintain their winning streaks and keep those 3 stars coming up on the board. Always exciting to see what new army comps they're rolling out with, any new traps and defense layouts that can throw a wrench in that setup. But we want to give a shout out also, of course, to the sponsors for this event. The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, taking mobile gaming and esports to a whole new level across multiple different genres, lots of games all around the world. big thanks to Snapdragon Elite Gaming for making this entire event happen, as well as to our other sponsors, Monster Energy and DHL, providing the support to make this event the big, awesome production that it can be. So thanks very much to them, and of course the teams and all the viewers out there who are going to be watching today and cheering them on. We would not be here without you guys, and want to give gracious acknowledgement to that. But with that out of the way, I think that we're just about ready to kick off the first match, transitioning into this excellent showdown between Aphelion Esports and Strut. Let's go ahead and throw up the first roster on the board, and we can get a little bit of a discussion going about the teams and players that we expect to do the best today. For starting out, we've got Aphelion Esports led by Kamil, and then joined by Muffin, Gandalf, Eyewitness, Mojoka, Lady B. What do you think?
You know, I mean, this is a solid team. I've loved watching this team progress from the clan that they were before, prior to joining Aphelion, which I think was a smart move. And obviously, as they have the win here, they are a team to keep an eye on. It's a nice combination, especially seeing Muffin coming through with his experience from Penta. But what I'm waiting for, since we have face cams, is to see the shush. That is the iconic shush that we want to see when he pulls in that 3-star. So that's what I'm looking for. What are you looking for, Garvin?
I'm looking forward to this war being a shootout where they are going to be going back and forth. And really, it comes down to when Strut comes and boom, because we did an interview with him at the very end. And it was him trying to react on the fly. So to see if he can recover from that 1-star is going to be really the storyline for me to see what he's going to come in with.
Well, Aphelion Esports did pick up 13 stars in their previous war against Top and I Tristella. That was enough to get them the victory on a percentage tiebreaker. They had 98.4%. So even when they missed, they came pretty darn close to being able to put up those perfects. But let's go ahead and take a look at their opponents for this next round. They're going to be playing up against Strut. You know them, you love them. They came in as the top ladder team in the second season, so bypassed the bracket altogether. We heard that interview from Boom yesterday. He's the captain of this group and is joined by Ast, Tryhard, Mask, and Yo-Yo23.
Yeah, so I called you yesterday about Ast being the start-off kicker here.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see how they change this up. From time to time, they do switch up the rotation. Boom could start off in the position since he has a little bit more pressure on his shoulders after that 1-star. Kick off with the first position and give the rest of the team the opportunity. It was great seeing Mask yesterday, working hard, and Tryhard also not really pushing their queens. But what are you expecting to see from Strut today most?
Well, I'm expecting to see Boom recover from what happened, right? They're one of the teams that can take what happened, if it's bad, put in the rear view mirror and focus on the current match. And that's why they are one of the best teams in the world. And we can take a look at the stats that is going to be able to showcase that. Between these, we have 13 stars coming in at a 98% for Aphelion, so quite a bit higher. But this is in this challenge series. So that is how Aphelion was able to also win their war, because they got a higher percentage against Top and Stella, like you mentioned. But Strut was just able to edge it out against Bazinger, and because in that match they both got 1-stars, which was totally unexpected. And I know, Lady B, you like to cause that to be my fault for jinxing, but either way, they got the victory, and both of these teams are now 1-0 going into this matchup, Woody.
Right, you are, Carbon. And even though they have the same average stars right now, I do want to point out the fact that Strut got 4 triples and 1 1-star, while their opponents at Aphelion Esports got 3 triples and 2 2-stars.
Yeah.
So however you want to break that down, I guess a higher hit rate for Strut, but you know, taking a few extra risks and chances here and there that sometimes doesn't play out to their benefit. It's all about consistency in long events like this. In a round robin, you're playing off against every single team, but knowing when to push it a little bit harder and try to go for a difficult 3-star might just be what gives one of these teams the edge. As a reminder, these are the 2 teams that have wins that are up against another team with a win. Every other match today is going to be against 2 teams that lost yesterday, or 1 winning team versus 1 losing team.
Yeah.
So that means that at the end of today, we only have the possibility of 3 teams that are going to have a 2-0 record. One of them right here now is going to be going down with a 1-1 record. So we're going to be getting this match kicked off very shortly.
Yeah.
Guys, let's get the
Yes.
Energy going. We know that you all are very excited in chat to get things started. Are you cheering for Strut or Aphelion Esports? Let us know right now.
Yeah, I see a lot of people who are expecting Strut to actually not make it through and not recover from this in the chat. So in YouTube, that seems to be primarily what is going on here. So we'll see if they can recover here.
Yes, as we're getting ready to jump into the game right now, we're starting off with the first attack of Gandalf for Aphelion Esport. Coming in with that Lalo. Does have a heal spell to utilize, as we are going to be sending his heroes. No, the Blip is going to go straight into this Town Hall, and probably most likely going to be Sneaky Goblins, which the beautiful thing about Sneaky Goblins is you don't have to invest a Rage spell to help unless he gets spun around, and that could be a huge problem.
Oh, wait. Ooh, there we go. He drops the invisibility spell and is able to recover this one, even taking care of some cleanup on these storages, which, you know, comes into play into the back end of the game from time to time. Queen starting from the opposite side, going to work her way around, but I'm curious to see if we're going to drop this king, because watch the Sneaky Goblin actually shaping up the pathing, which looks like we can get the meat of it for the king to go into the scatter shot position, force the queen along into the multi.
Yeah, remember, no healers here for this queen, so he's going to rely on the unicorn to bring the queen's health back up, as the queen's going to help path this king in towards the scatter, which locks onto the king here. It drops an additional skeleton to provide the distraction through especially that Expo, and we're probably going to be seeing a giant bomb in this area. Skeletons are really stopping King's ability, especially those barbarians, but the wall breakers open up this queen to step in for the multi. The pathing is looking pretty solid here. Another giant bomb, but this ground expo is going to help take this king down. Oh, he does actually path straight to it.
Yeah, that helps out quite a bit. I was waiting to see if he'd drop another Skelly spell to help out. Queen's hanging on by the edge and forces the ability to get that multi down. Does still have to get through the Tesla, but we still have the Royal Champion has already been deployed and launching that Seeking Shield, but working with the Queen will get a little bit more value, knowing that he's not going to get too much and wants to get more out of this Royal Champion as much as possible. Starts off with the Lalo and has most of the pathing shaped up. He just wants to go get that Queen, working back around and inside that base where she can take on the air sweepers.
Yeah, as these balloons are pathing their way into the Eagle, we have the Warden following the Hound over the scatter shot, and eventually will have to path towards the Royal Champion as the Hounds are pushing their way through. The Warden's trying to follow, drops a skeleton spell over the enemy RC, can burn the Warden ability. Is he gonna do it? Not yet, hanging on to it for as late as possible, and still has a heal, and there we go as the balloons will path their way close to the single, but his queen is actually still alive.
Wow, this queen going strong. Just lost out on the unicorn. That unicorn helped quite a bit as the king did a lot of work. He's got a ton of power from the Lalo coming in with 2 additional loons that could come in for the back end wizard tower, but the queen knocks it out. So he can use this for cleanup, especially with the split. There's 23 seconds left to go, and that is like zombie queen there. She is hanging on for dear life and still kicking. So that's a 3-star start off for Gandalf of Aphelion Esports, putting Strut to the test here.
Yeah, beautiful job with that triple. The queen staying alive was able to help clean up the bottom of the base, and that could have been a time fail if it wasn't for the queen staying up and grabbing all of those buildings, and that's exactly what you need to do against Strut. You have to be putting up the triples, even up to a 14 stars, because we saw Strut yesterday. They came in with 4 triples and then a 1-star, which pushed them down to 13. So we're expecting a shootout here in this match.
Yeah, and what they need to do is definitely start off with the 3 stars like we saw with Aphelion, because they've set the tone. Anything under this is going to cause some problems, and I think going to just psych out the team. That 1-star was very difficult for them to have to deal with. At least it was the end of the day.
Yeah, it was the end of the day, but they're starting it off here. So they've got the pressure on, and you mentioned that Boom might be attacking first here. We'll have to see, will he? Because he was attacking towards the end. And if you get a 1-star to start off a match, that is devastating, and it is. Yes, Boom says, you know, I'm not scared of that 1-star that I got yesterday, and I'm going to recover and turn it around. Coming in with a little bit of a Queen Charge Dragons, as we have a couple lightning spells to utilize as well, potentially onto a sweeper, because it only takes 2 lightnings, you know, to take out that value so you don't get pushed back for an air attack.
Yeah, so Queen, with a nice position here, has the access to get into those multi-targeting infernos. This is an exceptional way to lead this off when you're looking at any air progress that you're going through, whether it's dragons, whether it's Lalo. You want to be mindful of certain things, especially the core of the base, because that's where we can see the most traps along the way, but it also narrows out the path where you can get the most like expense out of the push of your dragons. You know, when they can fan across and work together simultaneously in a line. I almost think of it as the opposite of a flying V. If you remember Mighty Ducks, you might be too young. But you get better power coming in this way in the straight line. But the King on the outside edge of the base is doing some phenomenal work, but we have to get that blimp straight across to the Town Hall. So this is critical with the pop of the Warden ability.
Yeah, the Warden ability does go up, protects this battle blimp all the way to the Town Hall now as he needs these dragons to path their way into the core as the Queen is clearing this Lava Hound and keeping these healers protected out of the way as he kept wall breaking to the bottom side, meaning he wants his Queen to continue her path all the way towards the enemy Queen and the scatter shot, and keeping that Queen ability intact is going to be huge to help get all this value as look, past 51%, meaning all the Teslas have activated, and there's no Teslas over by the scatter. So the Queen should be perfectly safe to get through this area as long as he can keep using a freeze or an invisibility to keep that Queen ability intact for the later part of this raid, which is only a minute left now.
Yeah, so it has the time to do it, has the power with the Queen ability, just launching that Seeking Shield for the Royal Champion, gets a shot off on the scatter shot to help the Queen as the Royal Champ, ooh, she gets just out of sight, but the Queen is able to take it on. Biggest problem here is the Warden Tower, but he's low health, and the freeze is gonna hold it off. It's just that nasty punch that he packs that causes the biggest issue, but boom, back in the game, back in the saddle, and he is able to clench that 3-star and recover after a very difficult start, Woody, Wednesday.
Well, we see a 3 to 3-star start for these two pro teams. A wild overkill on a gigantic, boisterous balloon parade coming up from Aphelion Esports to begin with. Gandalf, having picked up a 3-star yesterday, was not going to slow the gas at all and stomped through the first base. But same thing could be said for Boom now, keeping Strut just toe-to-toe with Aphelion Esports with a big pick-me-up. Having caught just 1 star yesterday, he is back in the races and on top once again with a huge Queen charge that went the whole distance. Just had a little bit of help from those dragons at the beginning there, but really she was the leader of the charge in that one.
Absolutely. And we often see different styles of play for the hybrid combinations and the dragons. But the Queen Charge offers a lot of power, especially if you have those open walls, as she had the opportunity to weave in and out of the base. And the one important factor, Carbon, that we see with these drag style attacks is that you have your heroes to the very end to help through with those back end defenses like singles or the scatter shots.
Yeah, especially if you're bringing that Queen alive through the end, so you can save onto that ability is clutch. And that's why you don't want to use that Queen ability early, even by accident, because if you do, you won't have her to take out an enemy Queen, scatter shot, or anything on the backside of the base. Boom did it perfectly and got the triple for Strut to answer this one.
Just real quick, I noticed that he didn't use very many spells to support the dragons, instead dropping a few skeleton scales to kind of start things off with the Archer Queen dive in the bottom corner and then holding on to freeze and invisibility until the end. Is that typical?
Well, it comes down to you want to invest your spells definitely on the Queen Charge to keep her alive, but the dragons, really, you just want to overpower the core, and then your heroes, like Lady B mentioned, can run around the edge and get that value. But we're now jumping straight into the next hit with the Skelly Donut, and it's going to be a Lalo trying to take out the multi, trying to take out the Clan Castle, and he gets it just barely there. Beautiful job. And that is such a stressful hit with this amount of pressure, keeping your cool and having to drop those invisibility spells on the exact tile, because if you misplace it once, then the Clan Castle and Inferno won't go down, and that could cause a huge fail.
Yeah, but as you noticed, he brought in the bats, and you've explained to me in the past that with the use of the bats, we're seeing more and more of those, not just because of the heroes being there and the bats not targeting it, but there's a little bit more room for breathing if you miss off on that. So you see a lot more people using that combination these days. So Camille taking definite advantage of it. I love the opening here, but he's got to use a lot of the invisibility spells to get through, to get the value, not enough to take down the air sweeper, unfortunately, which could cause huge issues for the pathing with this if he's deciding to lollo in from about that 1 o'clock side of the base. This is not the value intended.
Well, the Queen did at least get that sweeper, so the Stone Slammer is going to fly in here and probably asking, why is he sending the Stone Slammer and not the Hound? It's because, look, where's the air defense? There isn't any. Since the air defense is over by the Eagle, why send the Lava Hound all the way across when the Stone Slammer can act like a Hound and move defense to defense to protect all the balloons, as the Hounds are meant to path from air defense to air defense with now potentially a Warden to drop. And where he's waiting, being patient, maybe he's going to drive it more towards the multi-section so the Headhunters can angle straight towards the Royal Champion as he's pathing his way through. There's the one Hound beautifully pulling at least one to sink here. I thought it might be a little bit more traps there, but he's able to get through, and the Warden's finally dropped down at the 6 o'clock position at the bottom of the base.
Yeah, perfect position because we have the scatter shot, so gets that ability off. Also spares the Hound through, which is going to soak up more traps, extend his life, and look at that. This means we could have potential pups helping for cleanup, and with 58 seconds left to go, that is exactly what you want here.
You do all the testing and you test all different entry angles and do all this, and then all of a sudden you get hit by an attack like that and it's crushing. And you can just see maybe Sir Iron's face in the background because he's one of the base builders for Strut, and he's just so sad. The bases are getting crushed. But really it comes down to on the offensive side. If you make one small mistake, it could be a huge defense. And even at 99% is a huge defense at a stage like this.
Absolutely. At 99%, we've seen as of Wednesday can make the difference. And it was a difference maker in a couple of the matches. But so far, we've gone 3 for 3 for 3, which is kind of where we started off the last time. This is where this is where it really is make or break for these teams, because as your opponent continues to throw down those 3 stars, you keep questioning your attacks, like that if you're going to be able to do it, and it provides a lot of pressure. And that's what we talk about a lot, is you have to understand the amount of pressure in these wars. They might not be live in a studio with people watching, but they know that people are watching out there and they are being judged for their performances.
Well, that's what Boom said he wanted to, right? Because when you win the Challenges series here and you make it to the Challenge Finals, that is when you play in person. Finally, it's been so long. So when you're able to play in the Challenge Finals, you're playing in person, and you're also going to be playing for that golden ticket that will earn you a spot into the World Finals. So that is what Boom and his team said that is what they're trying to gun for, and they're trying to go and get to that position, because a lot of people are probably still surprised that Strut hasn't got a golden ticket, because over the last 2 years, they've been able to do that, and they were able to relax at this stage. But now they're starting to get a little nervous because they're like, wait, we don't have a golden ticket yet. So things are starting to settle in.
They definitely are. We'll see how they can hold up, though, because we've got some of these teams in the lead, definitely on star count, but this is a tied-up point system, as Woody mentioned, but with the 1 star that came in from Boom the last time. If they can correct that with Tryhard picking up the triple here, definitely would put them in a good spot to continue on and keep the motivation going. But you notice the pathing of this. We've got the Queen with the healers weaving her way through from the scatter shot position with that King on the Eagle. So we want to cut our pathing into the base, but we can save this Royal Champion to work across and work around with those drag riders. The big thing I would say is ensuring that the multi goes down so there isn't too much of a spread on those drag riders themselves, but he can position the Royal Champ just right to actually do the job.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to see. I was going to say he's going to draw a wall breaker maybe for the multi, but no, he's deciding to send a wall wrecker.
Wow.
And look at the angle. Remember, it goes straight a line all the way to the Town Hall. So whatever's in the way of it, it will try to slowly take down. It's going to open these walls. The Expo has lockdown, and then it will also pull up the Clan Castle as he wall broke this Queen to continue her way towards the Town Hall. Headhunters come out, and the wall breaker is opening up. Yetis are going to help take down the multi, and the Yeti Mites can take out the sweeper to help the Queen's healers.
Yeah, these Yetis are awesome coming in, and you can see the weaving of the path of the Queen. You see this quite a bit. Even when there aren't open walls, if you just have one section, all you need is one wall breaker to open up a closed compartment and get her access to the Town Hall. But we did shape it up with a sneaky Goblin, it looks like, right on the outside. She's still contending, but he's going in hard and strong with this one with these drag riders down at the 4 o'clock side of the base.
Yeah, use that War Internal Tome to protect at least one Dragon Runner through a Seeking Airmine. Protect the Headhunter through all those giant bombs. Continuing his way through, still has the World Champion ability. Queen's under range to keep her going. But they're going to be pathing their way into the single, which the World Champ gets locked onto it, so he's forced to drop the freeze. He wants the RC to go backwards to go get that multi-target Inferno as the RC ability goes off. Hits the single, hits the Wizard Tower. She will be able to take out the multis. Looking pretty solid for this Queen to eventually get the Town Hall. Can burn her ability, but he needs to take out this multi. Does he have, oh, just enough to grab it, and the Queen is just on the outside. But the problem is the core of the space with just about 30 seconds left here. Does he have the time?
He's got the minions coming in. He's already got them on the storages, but everything would need to walk out and surround. We don't, actually, we don't mind the Queen. Oh, no. Tornado's going to hold her.
Oh! We got minions to the bottom side. I don't know what.
But it's not going to be enough.
Wait, it might. It just might. We have the minions taking that down. They're going to do it a little extra damage. The Dragon Riders are going to be clutch here. The Dragon Riders need to get this. Come on. He's going to get a 3-star for Stripe. The Dragon Riders finish this off, and yes!
Wow.
Try hard does get it for Strut. And we are going to have a tied war still, just going back and forth. Woody, no one is backing down right now.
A brilliant beginning from both of our squads now. 6-6 for Aphelion Esports and Strut, soaring high in the sky and showing off a wide variety of different attack styles and strategies, and really only brought in the Dragon Riders for like the last minute of that raid. Had me sweating bullets about time, but managed to get there in the end. Thank you. Got to cool down a little bit here. What stood out to you the most about those last 2 attacks?
Last 2 attacks, we're really seeing the power coming in. I would say with the attack from Aphelion, the hero portion of it actually didn't get the full value that was intended, but you could see the skill of the Lalo that really paid off.
Incredible.
In this one, you just see the power of the combination of the Queen charge and also knowing the timing and what he can get out of those drag riders. What about for you, Carbon?
I mean, it was impressive to see how many balloons that we saw from Aphelion in their attack. It seemed like he had all of the balloons that came in from the raid, from the Clan Capital that came over. And remember, the raiding weekend is live. Go get your raids in so you don't miss out. But we got Muffin for Aphelion coming in with that Queen to the top side with the Queen charge, looking to answer what Tryhard just did with some Dragon Riders as well. As the healers are down, we got one wall breaker that was already utilized as the Queen does indeed step in to grab the scatter. The enemy Queen rage up and freeze!
Oh no!
The Queen's ability has been forced.
Oh, and this is tough. This is where, you know, when you're coming into a heavily saturated area of damage, you've got to be on top of those spells, and sometimes it's not even enough, but you need to make that decision. If you're going to drop an invisibility, try and take the heat off earlier on, and unfortunately for Muffin, that does not happen. So not having this ability towards the back into the base is going to be a bit detrimental since she still needs to get to that town hall.
Super minions, hang on. Super minions got the poison. The Queen's taking a lot of damage from the Headhunter. He freezes. The Queen goes down to the super minions. And that is why you can't afford to lose your Queen ability just like that. As now what he's going to do, he's going to try to send the King and closer to the town hall, but there's no pathing right now that is established. He does have the World Champion still to use, and sends in the RC. We got the healers transferring over here, but with King ability, he's got the Dragon Riders, and he's got to wait on the ward. He's got to make sure that the Town Hall goes down before he can start the Dragon Riders, because he can't afford a 1-star, especially against Strut.
Definitely not. This could change the tides here, but holds on to that King ability, powers him through, gives those healers over, but they're taking the beam, so drops the invisibility spell so he can spare those healers and get a little bit more value cutting into that center of the base where the air sweeper is, and the single. He's got freezes that he can use to hold on to, but
we have the Dragon Riders on the right side.
Yeah, these drags need support, and that Warden is really going to be about it.
Oh, we gotta go over to the right to take a look at the Dragon Riders. Oh!
Yeah, we need to see how those drag riders are holding up over to the side of the base here, because that Royal Champ is going to just finish her job here, getting a little more value. But notice he drops the rage as the drag riders go to look at this. This freeze rage gets her through the skellies and keeps those drag riders on path without having to cut through the back end.
We still have a Warden at Tome. Yes, he just is able to get it off so the Dragon Rider can work onto the multi-target Inferno. With one freeze, that Dragon Rider is going to die. Not going to grab it as its health is gone now.
Oh no.
And we have no Headhunter to deal with that Royal Champion. He's trying to get as much percentage as possible, but unfortunate for Muffin, it was that Queen ability that was forced that he could not keep her alive that cost this raid. And that's all that can make it. That's all that can be the difference. Really, just one Queen ability going off could have kept the queen alive, pathing to the town hall, could have sent the royal champion to somewhere else, and this could have definitely been a triple, but Muffin, nice try. Is this going to be the one attack that's going to cost you against Strut? We'll have to see. We still have plenty of attacks to come in, but an attack of an 88% 2-star, you know as a player and even a viewer, if you've been watching these esports wars, that one attack right there can cost you, and you could lose based off that.
Yeah, that's not the percentage that you want to be in. And, you know, to go to Woody's comment earlier about those rages for the queen in that Hydra attack, any kind of dragon attack where you're using a queen charge, you really do need to invest that value into the queen so you don't force the ability. But if you have those invisibility spells, it could be critical to drop it. So you have to be careful and watch and trust your teammates to really give you an eyesight into how much damage is coming into your queen, so you drop it right on time. And unfortunately, that was not the case. Unfortunately, that fails us from actually saying the shh from
right?
From Muffin.
From Muffin, indeed. And that's why a lot of times you see super minions being put into the clan castle, because super minions will tend to also kill the queen through ability if you don't time it right. But granted, he didn't even have the queen ability to save him in that scenario, as Ass is coming in with a Ice Hound. And we got the Snowlow with the balloons. We got a log launcher. Because the Ice Hounds can freeze, it can provide some crazy value over a scatter, multi, or even the town hall if it died is near one of them.
Yeah, so King in a nice set to actually work along, and this we're seeing more and more alongside of these heroes where we want some big value entry, and there is a lot of damage coming in, especially if there's a hero there. Those Skelly spells, it's very little investment. You don't have to take away from your troop space from the Lalo by bringing in giants or ice golems to help out. You can bring in that ice golem in a different section to give the power coming through, which I'm curious if it's going to be towards the bottom side of the base here. But the queen is working along with the king and the royal champ all there together.
Yeah.
So this he's yet to actually set this in place. So he is holding it off just for a little freeze over top of that scatter shot here.
But notice this, did not send the warden into this whole area. So he's getting some incredible value without even the warden.
Yeah.
Meaning he can have the warden fly in air to help protect the Lalo through this base, as the queen is going to rage up to try to take out the enemy queen. So the unicorn can heal this queen back up. And look at that, the unicorn going to slowly work on this queen. He can use an invisibility, and he does just that. Takes a shot though. But the queen's going to now be able to use ability to step through and grab the scatter shot. Absolutely incredible. And now does decide to drop the poison, as we got a double skeletons popping in this area.
Oh, but they're going right in. So they're taking the bait here. He might need to rage this up again, but drops the freeze to hold up the scatter shot. This was actually lovely and perfectly planned by Ast here, especially with the ice golem waiting for that queen to beat through the wall and knowing that he had to hold off that defending AQ and some of the surrounding defenses. So she got her value and some. So he can start off his Lalo here. Now notice we still have the headhunters to worry about, but we do have the back-end royal champion. So the timing and placement of this is going to be critical, but we still need to pop that warden tome over top of the town hall. So we see the warden coming in, but we want to make sure that the headhunters can have some provision to take down the royal champion.
So unfortunately, the first Ice Hound does pop way to the top side, so not going to really be able to utilize that. Oh no! Those balloons all die as he's going to try to rage through, but he has no more freeze. This is where you want the Ice Hound to freeze up the top scatter shot to protect all these balloons. So this actually might not be enough, as he finds a lot of red air bombs. These balloons are going to slowly get picked off. The scatter shot and an air defense plus a wizard tower looks to be so much damage, and these balloons are getting absolutely picked off. And look, we only have 20 seconds left in the raid as well.
Yeah, this means the minions don't have the time to pick up the percentage that's needed. 88%, and you can see the disappointment on his face, because he knows now he's going to be under Muffin's score. And this is going to be a heartbreaker. Just mistiming on, you know, like that hound going in, that makes it so difficult, like popping too early, as Carbon said, Woody, and an 80% now leaves our Aphelion in a good position here for now.
Yeah, an 8% advantage now for Aphelion Esports off of missing that triple. Muffin didn't get a 3-star yesterday and couldn't get one today, but he's always putting up high percentages each time, and in this case, coming over the top of Ass with an additional 8% is going to get him closer to it. He had a really great recovery. That queen charge looked strong, but ran right into a brick wall. Left him kind of without any firepower in the center of the base, but committing the Barbarian King to the top side ensured that he didn't see what we saw twice in the last warrior yesterday, a 1-star. A horrible failure that could be. Instead, managed to get a 2-star, 88%, very solid continuance for this war that actually, as we've mentioned, has left them ahead now. Ast, one of the strongest attackers in this entire series now, though, with a beautiful entry point. The triple hero dive into the right side corner was a really fantastic start, but I think you called it right there, Carbon. The mismanagement of that ice hound and not protecting the balloons to the backside with enough time to clean up resulted in a 2-star.
Yeah, I think it really came down to he needed to send the Lalo and end on the Town Hall to really have that value. That would have been risky. It could have resulted in a 1-star, but that would have probably had the best possibility for tripling that base with that army. As now Aphelion is looking to put a 3-star on the board. If they come out and triple all the remaining attacks, you know, they can take the victory and can win this match just based off of percentage alone. So we have a long way to go as we're seeing a Queen charging with the Dragon Riders. So this is another Queen charged Dragon Rider, seeing quite a bit of them so far in this match. As the Queen's continuing her path in, going to eventually have to deal with this Clan Castle. King is luring a little bit of this out, which includes a bunch of archers, goblins, and that one headhunter.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, if I were Strut right now, I would be worried. Mojoka is an insane attacker, knows his way around most bases and most strategies, but opting to go in for this combination of the Lalo, of the Drag Riders with the Queen charge. So this is going to shape up a nice formation coming in. This Queen has to jump to give her access to the Town Hall. Does have to be mindful. She's taken on a lot of heat here with the Eagle, but at least just focus on the Queen and not on those healers. Knowing that she's on course, it looks like he's starting to set up for these Drag Riders, but I would not start that too early. You want to make sure that your Queen does get the value intended, because if you drop your Royal Champ too early and you need to recover, you need that opportunity.
You need to be able to have something to save that Town Hall, because you can't afford a 1-star. So the Queen is going to jump her way in towards the single, the multi. But will the Queen even go for the multi-target Inferno is the question. She could path the Builder Hut, but it's looking like she should. But the Eagle locks and hits these healers. So that's going to be devastating, meaning the Queen won't have enough to continue her way to the Town Hall if he finds one red air bomb.
Oh no, and this Queen already burned through the ability.
Healers are gone.
Yeah, healers are gone, no ability, nothing to hold her back, and the Town Hall stays up, and he's already dropped. Has he dropped the Royal Champion? No, not yet. So he did have good reflexes on this. We've got the Stone Slammer opening up for the multi, soaking up the traps, but also soaking up some of the damage here from that scatter shot. Let's see if the Drag Rider can do it, but with a much more difficult to carry on.
Yeah, unfortunately, that Tesla Farm is going to do so much damage as he has Dragon Riders splitting in different directions. The Royal Champions going towards the Town Hall. Dragon Riders are splitting to the Wizard Tower. We're finding small bombs. There's one skeleton that runs off to the Royal Champion. Will it be enough that distracts the RC shot? This might not get it as the RC ability goes off. The Town Hall is going to stick with the Owl. The Owl can chain. The Owl's working. The Warden.
Wait, it switches.
No,
He switches.
Sneaky Gobs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Where did they barely able to got that Town Hall down. Whew.
Wow.
That looked like it was going to be a 1-star.
Wow. That was one save and a half if I've ever seen one. This was the closest turnaround to saving a 2-star, probably in the history of Clash. Carbon, I'm sweating right now. I don't know about you, but I'd be sweating, and Mojoka has to be sweating at this point.
So now Strut, all they have to do is at least get above the 88%, and they'll have the advantage with the next set of attacks. As you can see, that is the 4th attack for Aphelion, meaning that Strut, if they get above an 88 and then they triple, they will win this because of the previous 2 attacks that weren't 3-stars, and that can change the outcome of this war. And we have amazing players still to come for both sides. Well, at least one more for Aphelion.
Yeah, definitely one more coming from Aphelion. But what I'm curious to see is on Wednesday, we saw Yo-Yo come in with the E-Drags, and I'm not sure if we're going to see him come in with that again today.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to have to wait and see as Mask comes in with the 4th attack for Strut here. And again, Mask, known for his Queen charges, this is where he has to play it safe, has to make sure he's on his mark and on point with those rages, not pushing the limits of her ability. What I love is the use of the Val coming in for the King, helping to take on if there's any sneaky gobs, since we lost that splash damage from the Yak to originally take them out. But this provides a beautiful shape for that Queen to get deeper inside that core.
Yeah, the Queen can continue her path towards the scatter.
Down there, and the super minions come in. He's handled this really well to keep the Queen alive and having the opportunity to actually beat her way through the walls and work alongside of these Lalos. But the multis will likely kill out the healers here. But the main thing is the push of the Lalo.
Why, Queen? Why?
Because
it's an open wall for the multi. Where are you going?
Because she wants to go for the air sweeper. Or actually, she wants to go for the CC, which has already been taken out, and then the air sweeper. So that is the problem here, is that the healers are going to die off. But we've got the Stone Slammer coming in from the bottom side of the base. It's gonna
Seems like it might be over for Aphelion Esports at this point. We saw Mojoka come on in, but got that evil eye cast on it by an Eagle artillery ready to decimate those poor healers. So much time committed into the early stage of the attack. I saw at 2 minutes even, he was still at 0 stars and just had to have a race for the finish to finally get that Town Hall down, throw in a Royal Champion, lightning from an Owl, and finally, with Sneak 100 little goblins finally making their way in there to take it down at the very end. It's just another recovery, though, from Aphelion Esports. Not the big triumphant march that will get them a 3-star necessary to defeat Strut.
Definitely not. They're hoping to see a big defense on the last attack to come in from Strut, which would coming in with the E-Drag attack, and I think that really puts a lot of intimidation on a team, wouldn't you say? Knowing that one of the top Lalo hitters can also come in with a crazy E-Drag attack?
Yeah, it's incredible. He can really do any attack. He's going to bring the attack that he thinks is going to work on that base, and he knows that as long as he gets above an 88%, doesn't matter what Aphelion does in this last attack, that they're going to win, right? So that could be his focus going into his final attack, but just before we can get into that, we have Eyewitness with the Aphelion Esports final attack that needs to get a triple to at least have a chance. And he believes that a Queen charge to Lalo is the answer.
He does, and let's see if he can get this 3-star. If he does, it does put some pressure onto Strut to perform. If he does not 3-star, then he's praying for a 1-star in this war, which we do know they do happen. We saw a couple of them yesterday. But Queen in a nice position to take on the multi-targeting Inferno. We look at the Flame Flinger. We've got some good options to come in with, and we can still use these in areas where you do have mortars or multi-targeting mortars, as long as you have something to distract it. But typically you want to keep them out of the range of that and Expo combinations. But I love the King Pathan coming in towards that multi-section. He's not able to take the whole thing out, but we could still potentially see the Queen beat through this wall if she distracts the mortar. Oh, hold up. We switch it to a log launcher, and that's what's going to give the access to come in. So Royal Champ needs to help clear out towards the side and keep this Queen going strong.
Yeah, the log launcher is going to open up towards the core, the multi, the single, the Town Hall, and open up a beautiful path. Decides to send in the Royal Champion in towards the scatter because the Queen cannot reach it. So it's a way to keep the Queen protected, and the path thing is looking beautiful so far. But you're going to have to fight through this sweeper, which is pushing the healers back. Quite annoying. So he uses the invisibility spell. Out comes balloons and another healer as he wants these balloons to pull some traps to keep the Queen alive. But it's a single. Unfortunately, did lock onto that Queen, so he was forced to drop a freeze.
Yeah, not too bad, though. Anything you can do to save your Queen charge when you're going for that Town Hall is necessary. But look at the value the Royal Champ's getting. Helping her out, drops the invisibility so he can keep the Queen invisibility. Your Queen is everything in your charges. It's so much investment in troop space with the healers, bringing 5 of them onto the board that you expect to keep her going to the end to help out with cleanup. And since he only has virtually a cleanup Lalo coming in, even though he has the Warden, it's meant to just get through a small section of the space. So the Queen, for time's sake, needs to take out the back end and move this along. And he's got that job done. Eyewitness, we are witnessing the 3-star coming through. Despite the tornado trap, there's no red air bombs to knock them down.
And it's a beautiful attack here with that Queen ability still intact. A beautiful hit for board, getting it done. And look at all the troops still alive. So now the pressure. Even though it's not the craziest pressure, Yo-Yo will need to get above an 88% to win, but anything can happen. We've seen lower attack percentages come in, but now the pressure onto Strut. 89, they win. If they get below that, they have a chance at losing this match.
They do. So it's Yo-Yo
Yes.
Yo-Yo is known. I mean, you've had him in crazy matches.
Yeah.
He can do just about anything.
Anything, yeah.
So you would think he could just throw down a 3-star with any pressure on his shoulders.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always equate that way.
Yep.
Especially when you're the last hitter. You know that it's on the line. You know everybody's watching you, and you're trying to recover your game from a previous war, get back in that ladder system.
Well, Yo-Yo did have a beautiful attack in the previous war, so he's feeling fine, I would assume, but still, he knows the pressure is on. And if you fail, this could cost you everything towards the later part of this round robin, as there is no playoffs, there's no double elimination through here. It's really based off just wins, and you want to have as many as possible in the 8 teams. You play them all, whoever's the top 2 in this round robin will advance to the challenge finals, and that's going to be in person. And that is where these teams want to play.
Yeah, that's exactly where they want to be. So pressure on Yo-Yo to pick up. What did we say? At least that 89% to get this done, and he's opting to go for what he's known for, the Lalo. And this is the Hero Dive Lalo. Hold up. We've got the blimp coming in, and we've got some sneaky gobs coming out. We don't have to necessarily go in for the back-end single targeting Inferno, but what we do is lure that CC, which is very nice for the Queen to start gaining access and entry to work her way through. And I'll be curious to see the pathing of this. We know that she's going to make her way down towards the Expo Air Sweeper area, but he's going to have to drop and invest a lot of freezes, so he might need to wall break that corner battle builder area.
Yeah, he does wall break in towards the enemy Queen, with the Tassel Farm popping up in towards the scatter shot. The Road Champion's deployed. Queen's going to continue her path in, eventually maybe even walking in towards the single. If the King is clearing some of this value, still has his ability. So hang on, look at that. Oh, what a beautiful head on her. That also pulls the giant bombs to protect these barbarians even more.
Wow, beautiful job. We've got the Queen. Actually, she might step into the base, not going through the core quite yet, so she would beat her way through. We want her to take on that multi-targeting Inferno, but taking on that single is also really important to keep her going along in this. And remember, there's no healers, so this is all about the Unicorn keeping her alive through this, and she needs to get through the walls, but that ground bow is not going to give her the opportunity to do it. So he has to have a backup plan. He's got an invisibility spell. We've got the Warden. King is still going in this one. Pops an early tome, and those freezes are going to have to carry this through. But the Eternal Tome and the invisibility spell get right through the multi as the Lalo sweeps through those defenses. Carbon, we are witnessing the 3-star that was needed to get in and get that win.
Beautiful job from Yo-Yo. And look at all these balloons left. This is a crushing triple, and that's exactly what they needed. And beautiful job. You can take a look at all of them.
Wow.
And they're remaining calm, right? They don't want to let this get to their head too much as a victory, because they know they need to keep repeating this performance against all the other teams in this round robin tournament here, Woody.
Brilliant performance from Strut, picking up the 14-star showing against Aphelion Esports and securing victory in this first round today. Aphelion Esports had the win on Wednesday, but will be 1-1 now following their match against Strut. Congratulations to Eyewitness, who picked up an improvement on his attack today relative to the Wednesday showing. Getting that 3-star in, gave his team a chance, but ultimately domination in the end from Strut, finishing off with the 3-star. Just like you said, you can't expect anything less from these guys. They almost always deliver. They come in and pound these defenses hard with 14 stars and pushing the percentage into the 96 area.
Yeah.
Very solid showing once again.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is still, you can see the disappointment on Ask's face from the attack that he came in with. This was not where he wanted to hit. Yep. They set their bar pretty high, which makes it harder on them. I think knowing them, I would say that they are harder on themselves than any other person can be in chat. So no matter what people say, they hold them to a different level. So that builds a different kind of pressure for them to come through with. But what's your takeaway from today in this matchup, Carbon?
Well, mine was the incredible Lalo attacks that we saw come in, but it was also, boom, turning around from the 1 star yesterday to tripling it now. And what really stuck with me was that he still interviewed with us after getting the 1 star. Some players might have been like, no, I don't want to interview because of the 1, but you saw that he was still able to do it, and this time he got the triple, exactly what Strut needed.
Look, these are extremely important wars for a huge prize pool and a great ticket on the line to go to the World Finals. But if you have that sort of psych game in your mind the whole time where you're just like worrying yourself about the stakes, you're not going to perform well. And I think it speaks really highly of Boom and the rest of the squad to be able to take a hit on the chin, stand back up, and keep on swinging. They've done it here in this war, picking up the victory over Aphelion Esports, and they'll be at the top of the leaderboard now with a 2-0 record. Strut looking strong with Aphelion Esports, always evolving and a chance to come back now from that 1-1 scoreline. We're going to have 3 more wars today ahead. We've got Bad Singer facing off against MS Esports, so keep an eye out for that. But before then, we've got a little bit of a replay package to show you some of the highlights from this previous war as we get things kicked off and ready for the next stage of our matches today. Any final thoughts before we take a quick break, guys?
Just that, you have to... Strut shows that you win and lose as a team. Ast had to take that today, that fall. They came back, they recovered, and I think that's what any good team does, and I would say exactly the same for Aphelion knowing them. Yeah, and it just takes one attack to cost you a war, potentially. As we saw, it was the percentages, it was close, but Strut was a beautiful job of getting the victory.
All right, well, congratulations to Strut, and thanks again for competing in this Snapdragon Pro Series, the first match of our Friday and dusted. We're cobbling together all of those beautiful replays for y'all to watch, but keep an eye out also on social media and in chat to stay engaged with everything that's going on here today. Use that hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series if you want to have a chance for your comment to appear up here on the screen with us and keep that conversation going. But we are now good and ready to send it off. Take a look at these replays and we'll be back with match number 2 in a few short minutes. Oh, good and ready to send it off. Take a look at these replays and we'll be back with match number 2 in a few short minutes.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
Cheerleader, I guess. He will be in charge of comedy. And me, Almoalin, and Diego will just spectate the rest, and Troya will be there for laughter. It may take a while to get to a certain level, but it's worth the effort and the grind that you put in, and never give up, I guess. always stay calm in the town hall because of the town hall beams and the poison after it explodes. It's the strongest structure in the game, I guess. Money, definitely money. Or no, actually, love. Thanks to all the supporters that are supporting us. We appreciate it, and I hope we can do the best we can in this journey. To the other teams, may the best qualify, and I wish all of you best of luck.
To get it, I'm on the mission, snap any minute, casually when it stop tripping on me, stop dissing on me. Yeah, I got a dream, can't take it from me. My fire's burning, now I'm always learning. Tell me where to go, man, I'm on a journey. Yeah, I can't explain it, I get excited. Keep it 300, King Leonidas. Strap in, cause it's gonna be a long ride. Working on me every single day and night. There comes a time when your worlds will collide. If it's holding you back, push it right to the side. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. I don't got the time, put me in, coach. I've been going hard, time to let it show. Everything raw, give it to me now. Let me have the spot, man, it's going down. Gotta get it here, I don't wanna wait. Take what I want, then I go train. Gotta get a win, I won't lose the game. This is my year, I ain't gonna break. Strap in, cause it's gonna be a long ride. Working on me every single day and night. There comes a time when your worlds will collide. If it's holding you back, push it right to the side.
On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here.
Welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, the world's leading standard for Clash of Clans competitive gaming. My name's Woody, hosting today alongside Lady B and Carbon Fin. Welcome back, guys, and get ready for match number 2 between MS Esports and Bad Zinger.
Ooh.
MS Esports came the closest out of any clans yesterday to getting a perfect war. They got 4 triples, and the 1 2-star that they got was a 99%. Bad Zinger had a tough run, though, and I gotta say, I think they might have underperformed a little bit, getting only 12 stars. They had the lowest attack rate of any team yesterday, but are a solid squad and have an opportunity to try to make the comeback happen here and now. What are your predictions for the next match, Lady B?
I think we're going to see a little bit of a difference here. Badzinger and Strut on Wednesday just had that rivalry going, and they were ready to go at it.
Yeah.
That was the match of the match that we wanted to watch. This one's going to be a great one because I do think that we could see potentially those defenses still coming through and actually holding back MS Esports as well. So that's my prediction in this, to see another low-scoring war. Just hopefully maybe not 1 stars this time.
Hopefully not, but Woody, you've talked about how these players have to put pressure behind them. They have to focus on the moment. Well, we know that MS Esports already have a golden ticket, so they have a lot less pressure than any other team here competing, so they can really kind of take it easy, but they're not going to, because they're going to be competing for the prize money. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, they'll be floating high in the sky throughout this entire tournament series because they already know that a golden ticket is in their pocket. But with $50,000 out there and the opportunity maybe to, you know, kick to the side a few opponents that think that they're getting a little high and mighty. You know, there's a little bit of mind games going on from the very beginning of the year. MS Esports, a solid squad. And I got to say, I think the favorite to win this next match, but don't count Bad Zinger out. This is a squad that really kind of has some hit or miss performance days.
Yeah.
And although it was a miss yesterday, could just come out back swinging again, especially as you mentioned, Lady B, with the possibility of some strong bases to hold MS Esports away. So here is the leaderboard as it now stands. Strut, having picked up the victory in their last match over Aphelion Esports, has taken the top spot there with a 2-0 record. Tribe Gaming, MS Esports, both in that 1-0 spot and are going to be vying to get right up next to Strut to stay at the very lead there. Aphelion Esports now in 4th place with a 1-run record, while the other 4 teams are still waiting for that win.
Oh, they certainly are waiting for that win here and waiting patiently, but MS Esports wait will be over soon enough. Tribe Gaming going to have to wait till the end of the day. But definitely some opportunity to see things switching around here. What I think is going to be interesting is as the weeks go on, Carbon, we will see the actual stats really changing based on star count overall and the tiebreakers.
Yeah, it's going to really develop over time as it's a round robin. If you're just wondering what is that, all the teams play each other. There's no playoffs at the end. It's whoever is the top 2 overall in terms of defeating each other. That is the teams, the 2 of them here in the EUR MENA that's going to be advancing. So if you don't get first, you still have a second chance in second place there.
Right, and I think I can clarify a little bit the tiebreaker rules, because I was maybe muddling the waters a little bit yesterday, or last time talking about stars. The way that it works is we're going to rank the teams based upon the total number of wins that they pick up, and then this is just one caster's humble interpretation of the rules. We'll get League Ops involved if we have to break it down later on. But it appears that it's going to be a head-to-head analysis after that. So if 2 teams are tied with the same number of total wins, but one team beat the other team, that team is going to be ranked above. Now, if there's 3 or more teams that are tied, and we have a situation where like A beat B and then B beat C, but then C beat A, that's the point at where we look at the total stars accumulated over the entirety of the matches. So it's all about getting the wins against similarly ranked teams, coming out ahead in those ever so close matches. But then after that, we do take a look at stars and factor in total destruction percentage into that.
But
you want to do your best, no matter what. Even if you're going to lose a match, you want to try to get as close to the 100% as possible, Lady B.
Absolutely. So, the matches, they do matter, but still, if you wind up in that situation, you still need to make sure that you are prepared and ready to go. And you were talking about it. We're looking for those 2 teams, but I just want to remind that those 2 teams are then going to have to face off against a team from North America and a team from India to get that golden ticket. And that is going to be incredible to see, these teams coming from around the world back together on a stage. I mean,
in person.
Yeah, in person.
Yeah.
We're live here together in Stockholm, Sweden, which is absolutely amazing. Brings the excitement, brings the hype level up for us ourselves, but for the players, it is so much more rewarding. So there are 2 teams that are looking to get there, and they seem to be fighting pretty hard for it so far.
Oh, yeah, they certainly are. And although we're still waiting final details on Clash of Clans World Championship for the year 2022, we know that past prize pools for the previous years have been $1 million to the entire event combined. So with the possibility of a live event and getting a ticket to that, the Snapdragon Pro Series just in the middle phase now with a $50,000 prize pool is going to be stacking on an even bigger prize to be looking forward to in terms of earning that golden ticket. But we are now ready to kick off this second war between Bad Zinger and MS Esports. We have the Bad Zinger lineup ready to go, led up by Hugo Stiglitz up on top. We've got Dima, Ano, Alfonso, and Rupert in the wings. Lady B, who's standing out to you today as someone that you expect to get a 3-star?
I'm expecting to get a 3-star. I want to say I hope Ano will get the 3-star. I know that he struggled. He did pick up a 1-star yesterday, and I think he struggles with the confidence level and the pressure often with this. He is a very skilled attacker. That 1-star should not reflect anything of his skill, but I think it's more the pressure. So hoping to see maybe a switch up in the position in which he plays so he can actually have the opportunity to plan, be comfortable, and ready to go and get that 3-star going down.
Yeah, like you said, the 1-star from Ano was the big thing. He took all the risk, and it didn't pay off at the end of the attack. You've also talked about Dima, as he is part of one of the base builders, part of Bad Zinger, and you're saying how Dima is such a pro at putting the traps in the perfect location. So let's see if he's able to do that in this match. Can he predict where MSC Sports want to come in with? Probably with Hogs. Are we going to have spring traps near heroes like the Queen World Champion to spring the Headhunters? Or is he going to have them between all the defenses to try to spring the Hogs? And that's really the question that we're going to have to keep in our mind. But we're straight away. We're going straight in. Ano is going in with the Super Bowlers. And he does have the Town Hall a little bit to the left. And I was going to say, is he going to go with a blimp in towards the Town Hall? No. Goes with that Siege Barracks to the right side, as he does have a jump that can bring him to the Town Hall if he opens it up by just placing it over the Clan Castle.
Absolutely. He can get a lot of value with this jump, leading through the majority of the space here. And of course, great reach with these Super Bowlers as long as they stay through. Beautiful job here with the King on the Eagle compartment, taking that down early. Always a nice thing because it reduces the risk and limits what is raining down on your troops, especially when you're coming into a back end scatter shot. But he does have the Royal Champ holding on, coming in, taking benefit from the King, who's still going strong here. Not necessarily providing tank quite yet, but we've got those Super Bowlers helping out.
Yeah, that Queen, though, the ability is going to be forced. She's going down, but the single has been taken out. So this is going to be huge. With the Rage over the Hogs and the Royal Champion pathing into the scatter shot, this is looking good as the RC can clutch up the rest of the base with a free spell. And technically, the Queen is actually still going through.
Yeah, this is, this is the power of placement of your siege barracks. Where you get those Hogs coming from can really determine how much more value you can get for your Royal Champion by allowing her to work behind them nice and neat. And even Swags, look at that, sipping his drink, and Swags the free spell like it's nothing. So we just saw two people who came from 1 stars on Wednesday turn their wars around by taking off the pressure, coming in first, having their plans maybe just set and in place, making sure that they worked on them, and their teams ready to finish off the plans for the rest.
I think this was the first ground attack that we've seen today. It's been all air. Sometimes we see hybrid come in quite a bit from MSC Sports. We see hog attacks. So this might be the war of ground attacks. So if you are a ground attacker, which I would say a lot of people are, if you're airs, most likely a lot of people tend to bring dragons, E-dragons. The Lalos are usually coming in from players that are really good with the air because balloons are just so hard to utilize. A lot of people just get so frustrated to try to say, balloons, go a certain direction, and then all of a sudden, no, I want to go around the important defenses and get you to our 1 stars. But we got Cynthia, who he is bringing in the Lalo and some skeleton spells to help take out potentially a Clan Castle and an Inferno Tower. Maybe he tries to go for 2 Inferno Towers by that multi. It might be able to reach it as we got a Flame Flinger to the bottom side. So he's going to be patient because he's got no poison spell. Typically when you see no poison, meaning he plans to take out that Clan Castle with his spells.
Absolutely. That's going to help out quite a bit. But what I like is that he's starting off with a Flame Flinger, letting it do some work. So this is saving a lot of time that he has to, that he can get started and then get the Skelly Bat spell going in the core of the base. Now, we've talked about this. Don't give him this value. Why would you give him this value to take it on? And
there it is.
There we go. Coming in. And we do have the bats to help out with the multi-targeting Inferno. He is going for both.
The webcam. Oh, that's where
He's
I'm
going
looking.
for
Look at
3.
the webcam. Look at Cynthia deploy those spells. I can't help but look at his iPad. Like, how is he doing it? Look how just accurate, pinpoint accuracy there. Can we just have the webcam be the full screen here? Because I just want to see how he deploys this. It's absolutely incredible what he's doing. You just got to rewind that to take a look at how he perfectly executes the spells to help take down 2 Infernos and a Clan Castle. Is absolutely gorgeous as now the Queen's going to path her way to the left as the Flame Flinger did secure the Town Hall.
That is phenomenal value here. These heroes are actually going to pick up quite a bit considering we've got the Ice Golem working with the King with that Royal Champ and the Queen. He's got the Minor Queen. Be nice to see her duck and dive under those walls and work alongside, but she is going to work her way around and unfortunately has the ability, but it's not going to be enough necessarily to get through that Warden Tower and Expo, though it does refocus slightly on the Headhunters. Not enough to take down the King, but the main focus has been taken down. There's no more standing Royal Champ or defending Queen.
We got Lalo coming in all different directions here, from the top, from the bottom. The Warden's ability has already been utilized as his Royal Champion is still going through with ability. Look at the Queen. She is still alive to the bottom side, and Cynthia is indeed going to be getting a 3-star here. He can do it all. The ground, the air, and whatever else he wants. You know, he'll make up metas, he'll make up attacks on the fly and teach us how to do it in Clash of Clans. Absolutely beautiful, and that is how you answer off with a 3-star of your own, Woody.
You know, as a caster up here, I love to just be able to kind of put them into little boxes in my mind, categorize them. All right, this was a queen charge leading into love, but sometimes the creativity of the players just really goes so far above and beyond what we can expect and predict in the style of attack. And Cynthia is just one of those guys who can do that time and again. He looks at a base in just a completely different way. It's like a new language that he's learning every time he shuts one down, expressing himself through the use of those really creative attacks and pulling off the 3-star. But hey, let's not give short shrift to Ano either. Coming in with a 3-star, we missed a little bit of the initial stage of that attack, but seeing it go through the middle and into the end, he picked up a big improvement on his work from the previous round yesterday, and now we see these two teams tied up at 3-3 even. MS Esports with a stronger performance on Wednesday, still looking very strong again today, but a pickup for Badzinger and an opportunity to take this thing down to the wire in the end. What do you think we're going to see as this war progresses into the mid stage, Lady B?
I do expect to see more ground. Even though we didn't see it from Synthé, I do think that there is some opportunity for ground to come in. We have seen Kingsman, as you mentioned, our hybrid expert, but he's been switching to air. This team is showing their versatility for sure, with Synthé flexing, bringing in the Lalo. But I still think there will be opportunity for MS Esports to come in with some ground, and that's going to be what, as you mentioned, most of the players out there want to see. What are your expectations in this one?
Well, I'm expecting it to be a high-scoring match, as when we talked with Boom at the end, remember, my question to him was, what team were you most nervous to face? And he said Badzinger, and that was the first team that took on. You know that was such a close war coming down in the end. So we have Rupert now here for Badzinger that's going to try to triple Cynthy's base with the Queen Charge of Lalo. So keeping it on the air side, so 2 Lalo attacks to start off as he finds the Tornado Trap right on the outside of this base to the top. So this could be a problem if he wanted the RC or something to path into that Eagle, because that wall break is there and nothing's going in. No, nothing is going in at all. King working on the outside of the base. Wait, we've got him working around, but he's going to go for the scatter shot part. Queen's got to get... Oh my goodness, he's going around and back around. He doesn't know what he wants to do.
He is just hanging in there, but he's popped his ability, which unfortunately does not give enough cover for the Royal Champion to cut through, and she is already down for the count. The Queen, though, does have access to get back into where she wants to go, but is already set on course into a different direction. The Eagle would have been a nice opportunity, so he's got to shape this up and switch it through.
Healers.
Yeah.
They're getting hit by the air defense. That's the problem.
Yeah, the Loon's going in for it, trying to also get that Eagle down as well. But he's got to reshape this entire pathing. But we do have the blimp to come in maybe for the center.
Dude, those balloons were able to help grab the Eagles. That was clutch right there, as he has 2 Rockaloons to send in, as the Lalo is now starting. He's not waiting with the bottom side, as the blimp is going to go across towards the Town Hall, as he pops the ability for the Headhunters, protects the blimp. Remember, no Tornado Trap, as they pull the Tornado Trap toward the top side. So as long as the blimp's under ward ability, it will make it to the Town Hall. And do we have Sneakies? It looks like as he's not investing any spells for it.
Yeah, definitely Sneakies in there. But we still have this multi to contend with, and the pathing went a bit awry. So the Loons are in here. He has a freeze he can use to hold it off, especially with the Air Sweeper pushing it back. Queen making her way to try and help out, but this is huge loss of Loons for cleanup. It feels like Rupert at this point is kind of giving up on what he could do to try and maximize the value, especially since we're losing some Loons to that Poison Bomb. Rocket Loons to sweep in, rages them up to try and pick up as much as possible, but it's not going to be enough for the 3-star, and this is where we're actually seeing MS Esports defense coming in strong. So I don't know, Badzinger's going to have to Badzinger's going to have to try and follow this up pretty nicely with defense.
This was a beautiful defense from Cynthia here. Rupert, unfortunately, with that wall break towards the Eagle, you can see that his Queen probably either went the wrong way or the King went the wrong way. Something did not go according to plan, and he had to adapt on the fly. And that's what these players are able to do. They're able to adapt and get it done, but this one was not the case. Not able to walk away with the 3-star here. And that's what they're going to have to do if they want to try to compete with MS Esports. because if they lose this match, they'll be down 0-2 here in the Challenger Series, and they cannot afford that.
They definitely cannot. They don't want to start off this low this early because it makes it almost impossible to recover from. You know, if you're in the bottom of the ladder, you are just struggling and struggling to go up against these teams that are pulling in these wins. And we still have tried with the opportunity to do it. And MS Esports to get those 2 extra wins today and be on top, tied up with 6 points.
Yeah,
overall.
That is what they're going for, as we had one team to start off the day, which were both undefeated. They're both 1-0. Then Strut won that match. And now we have one team that's 1-0. The other one is 0-1. So it can really either all be tied up, or it could be a bigger gap between the two, as we are going into the next attack with Nachoa coming in for MS Esports. And this is going to be a Queen charge. No healers. So we got lightning spells that are going to be coming in with this, potentially behind. Well, I would say if he's behind the Town Hall, that you typically would want to keep your Queen going in terms of keeping her alive, but he could use it like on a multi to help with pathing in the core.
Well, he's got the single there, but I was waiting to see if we would see maybe a switch up for the Flame Flinger instead to help out on this one to pick up some good value. But I think you're right. The multi on the core would definitely be much more value, especially since we have an air sweeper depending which side he wants to come in from. If he had the 6-1 combination, we would expect to see an Expo picked up to try and help alleviate pressure maybe off the King here and the World Champion. But she burns through her ability. So is she going to have the opportunity? There we go. Gets the air sweeper, gets the multi, and tries to save the Royal Champion to get through to the remaining multi, but it's not going to be enough steam or power because of that Expo.
Yeah, not going to be able to get towards that middle multi with a Headhunter coming out to go for that King. As Alalo is now coming over into the Eagle. Look at that, the Stone Slammer is going to path directly for the Eagle, and that's some nice value. His Dragon Riders are just slowly being sprinkled in to help pick off these buildings even faster. So the Stone Slammer paired with some Dragon Riders then into a Lalo is looking really strong as the Hound's coming across, but he's going straight into a Tesla farm. So we have to be careful using a freeze, but he used the freeze on an Ground Expo, not on the Teslas here.
No, so he's got the ability, the Warden ability, carrying these loons through. He's got the haste to sweep through the splash damage, double combination of Wizard Towers here as he works along. He does have the split, which helps out, but I would get this going fast to sweep them across, and he does. Beautiful approach here. A nice split would work well, but look at this Drag Rider just holding off the power of the Archer Tower and that Battle Builder Hut, but Tornado Trap, no red air bombs, does help this one through. And man, that Drag Rider just snuck into it to stay alive to get that 3-star on the board. So this means 3 stars. We've got a back-to-back triple going in Woody for MS Esports.
Nachoa, our quickest attacker from Wednesday, has once again shown that he is at the lead spot on this MS Esports squad, giving us a big and confident triple. Really big commitment with that Sui dive over the heroes all on the left side, but threw it all in and got everything down that he needed to finish off really quick and easy. We also saw a nice attack from Rupert as well, coming in with the Queen charge, but the healers were just a little bit too vulnerable early on. You picked that off right as soon as it was happening, Carbon Finn, taking shots from an air defense and then letting them get hit by a multi-target Inferno. So many things can go right, but if one thing goes wrong like that, losing a Queen charge deep into the core of the base is deadly, isn't it?
It is definitely, especially if the Queen maybe goes the wrong way in terms of you're trying to wall break her into the Eagle. She goes the wrong way. Maybe the King was supposed to go in there. We don't know. We would have to ask Rupert. But you know, the plan went awry for sure if you wanted to wall break that. And it was able to try to adjust to get a little bit more percentage, but wasn't able to get the triple, which is now what MS Esports are going to use to try to take a victory. But we got a lot more attacks to come in, Lady B.
Oh, we have certainly more attacks to come in. This does not mean it's over. And knowing Badzinger, they always have a few tricks up their sleeves, especially knowing MS Esports. We're talking about a very renowned and heavily streamed team that we see in a lot of different tournaments. We've seen them play through, obviously, getting that golden ticket already through Clash Masters, so they already have their spot, but they're looking for that money. That's the big investment for them here. The $20,000, $10,000, they want to go as high as they can, but let's see if Badzinger can really dig deep with the defenses that they brought as Alfonso comes in. Oh, look at this. They're combating. They've got the Skelly Donut rocking up here and going for the CC and for that Inferno in the core of the base.
He is using the invisibilities. Come on, I don't think that CC is going to go down. He's losing the Skellies.
Oh.
No! The clan castle got repaired by too many builders there. And that is there a 3 or is there just 2? Did the builder go on the other side? I see 2 builders around it, and those are the ones that are repairing it. And unfortunate, so now no poison spell to deal with, but we've seen it happen. Oh no, and the single even locks onto the queen. Gonna force an early freeze. Like, everything's going wrong so far. But I was gonna say, we've seen attacks that have come in from players when they completely miss the clan castle and they still get a triple. But forcing an early freeze, missing the CC, this is just spelling a disaster so far.
It really is. We've got the King trying to make his way into that scatter shot position. Royal Champ also to take it on, but the Skellies were holding things off. This Royal Champ has a lot of work to do to get to that multi-targeting section of this base, because remember, we need a lot of value if you only have 15 loons to come in. So the Stone Slammer has to do a lot of work and knows that the Royal Champ is off course, tries to send it in to force along to the multi, but it's taking the ride on the wrong side unless this Tornado Trap actually spins it back into round as the Drag Riders take on the Archer Tower, which it looks like, and Royal Champ coming back to play. Rocket Loons. Ooh.
And super minions do come out of this clan castle, which is going to be even more devastating. If it was a lava hound, okay, it would have just been sitting there. It wouldn't have been too big of a deal. But now super minions are going to hit these troops, hit the dragon riders, and do damage when he can't even take them down with no poison. As the balloons are trying to path their way around, he does have one more free spell, decides to use it onto the scatter shot as these minions have to lock onto the super minions to have a chance. Wait a second, with a minute left. The balloons are going through. We don't have too much left here. These rocket balloons are going to provide a bit of a distraction, which will be bad. But the balloons are pathing their way in towards the air defense. But we got 45 seconds left for Alfonso. Those super minions were so deadly.
Yeah, and we've got the pups and minions actually chasing the super minions while the rocket loons take everything out. 35 seconds left. Still needs to backtrack into the core of the base, but he's got nothing to clean it up. These loons are going to get picked off by the single targeting defenses, so it's up to the Warden, who's now getting targeted. This CC has slowed it down. One more minion to go. One more. You know, that king is the best air defense.
He absorbed a lot of damage, yep.
Yeah, 12 seconds, and unfortunately, not enough time.
Time fail almost. Let's see, with
98.
the Tesla going down, Archer Tower needs to go down with the Owl and Warden, and yes, and it's just going to fall short on time. Those are the final 2 buildings. Alfonso even missing the clan castle and coming that close. So it was the super minions that cost him. They stayed up. If it was a lava hound inside that clan castle, it wouldn't have been doing any damage to his troops, and he would have had them up for the rest. So you see how important taking out that clan castle was if he didn't have a poison spell. That was just an unfortunate result. It almost got the triple.
Almost got the triple. Nice save and recovery. The percent could come back into play. We'll see. But we need more defenses. These are, I mean, we did talk about defense coming into it, just a little differently now this time. But it's tough when you're in this situation. You know, you have a plan set in place and things go wrong and you don't expect the right, you know, a certain CC. But that's part of it. You know, not all CCs are going to be the same, and we have these base builders and players testing out for different opportunities to try and hold it off and predict. So now this gives a huge opportunity again to MS Esports to continue going perfect, and they could wind up with a 2-star advantage.
As the Warden is stepping in towards this mortar and the scatter shot, we can try to get the scatter, which can be some nice value, as this is going to take some time. Is he going to invest the rage? But notice, super witches are going to be utilized, and he's not going to go for the scatter. You have to be worried about time, as super witches, if you don't get them started enough time, it will result in a time fail. So let's see where they're going to path. and the Queen is down to try to follow the log launcher all the way through the core.
Yeah, so that log launcher is going to cut through the center of the base and actually give access to the scatter shot as long as you have the healers behind, those big boys taking the lead. You're in a good spot because you want them to tank, but I do like the Loons also carrying their way through, helping to pick up some of those traps for the healers. But we need that opening and something to actually step in. There we go. King goes for it, and he's got what he needs, plus a jump to connect into the Town Hall.
We got some Super Witches walking to the bottom side. Where are they going? They might pull the Warden. Nope, one of them comes back, one of them goes to the bottom, drops a Headhunter invisibility to try to take out the scatter. The enemy RC, the Headhunter dies off, but he can't, oh no, he does have a jump spell, which can reach the back end multi and the Town Hall here. As he's continuing his way through, healers are getting hit by the multi. So this is going to be a problem here as his Royal Champion died.
Yeah, his Royal Champion died. Defending RC is still up.
Was
Queen going for the Town Hall. And is she going to be able to get in? She's struggling to make her way through. She's going for the gold storage. Come on now.
No.
You know the Town Hall. There's much more value in there.
Wow, this is a 1-star for Elk of MS Esports, and this is huge for Bad Zinger. And look at Lady B, look at who it happens to.
Yeah, Ano getting his revenge.
Yes, Ano now feels so much better that he was the one that got a 1-star yesterday, and now his base is going to hold for a 1-star against MS Esports, and this is going to play huge for the rest of this match here. And unbelievable. I would have never have thought that MS Esports would be getting a 1-star here in this attack, Woody.
This is a gigantic upset in Bad Zinger's favor now. A 3-star master from MS Esports slipping up, just the same as we saw 2 times in one of our wars yesterday with Strut. We now have another opportunity for Bad Zinger to try to swing this thing back around. If you take a look at the percentage now, in fact, Bad Zinger ahead in percentage. With the tie-in stars, this is now their war to lose. Only 2 attacks for each team, and this is a really big opportunity now for them. But it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
We just saw an attack from Alfonso that really kind of faltered early on by not being able to take down the clan castle. It's surviving thanks to those builders repairing it. Was just a little bit too little of a commitment onto that central platform, but we really saw a big slip up there from Alec. He broke rule number 1, always boss up. He didn't boss up early enough, and with the Grand Warden taking shots from an Expo, forced that ability and left him with so little support into the mid-range of that attack. Town Hall on the far side was just too far of a bridge to cross.
Yeah, but that's the risk that you take with this particular style strategy when you are going in with those anti-3-star bases. So unfortunately, it's not only time that's the factor, but it's ensuring that you have the right opportunities. But the Witches actually working against him, weaving in and out. He lost some power in that, and it was a big risk. So let's see how Dima actually... Oh, whoa. Okay. Edrax coming into the mix. Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Popping that Warden ability to protect him through Seeking Air Mines, leading in towards the Eagle Artillery. And we got that Town Hall on the opposite side, not dropping the blimp just yet as the E-Dragons can chain and hit the Headhunters, which are doing a little bit of damage to the Warden, but he's okay. As he clears off the edges, as now he has a handful of E-Dragons that are going to make their way straight into the middle, as he's got 5 more free spells to use.
Wow. So these free spells are going to help out quite a bit, not only for the E-Drags, but also to help with the heroes on the outskirts of the base. You want to keep these heroes alive, and the King pops his ability, gets through into that scatter shot, trying to leave the Queen some chance to take it down and give that Royal Champ more opportunity to take on some of the back end of the base, which there's really not a lot left other than this Town Hall, which is going down fast. I mean, you want these heroes and the abilities here to actually work your way through singles, scatter shots, anything that remains of massive intense value that would knock down your heroes, and there is none. And he's got his E-Drags alive, Queen ability, Royal Champ coming through, and this is all a matter of cleanup. Dima is bringing this one through back around for Bad Zinger. This is absolutely huge for them after that big 1-star defense.
Beautiful job there from Dima, coming in with the E-Dragons and just completely chaining through. And that's what you see these pro players do. They use the E-Dragons' Warden ability super early, really to protect the balloon so they could continue their way through to pull as many Seeking Air Mines as possible so it doesn't hit the E-Dragons. And whenever I try E-Dragons, usually they tend to go off to the right side. I don't time the spells properly, and then I lose all the force. But what I've learned when I've tried to do them, that when they did work, was you got to get the E-Dragons. They're responsible for taking out the core, and then your heroes just clean up the outside. So as long as you get them to the core of the base and they clear that, then you're going to be looking good for the attack.
But that really does rely on the placement of your heroes as well and where you're positioning them. So more times than not, you'll actually see the king in these dragon style attacks being reserved a little bit later on, as long as the queen has some coverage coming in from the dragons.
Yeah.
So if she's protected, there's no ground targeting only defenses on the outside of the base. That can work through nicely to spare your king, give the possibility for him to cut through the back end corner and keep that queen ability intact to carry on. And it can always save you if you wind up having any mishaps with those town halls, because those are still always a risk with these anti 3-star bases.
Yeah, when you have the town hall all the way to the edge, you take the risk. If you fly all the way across the base, like we've seen in many attacks, usually the reason they do this is because it leads to the most likely towards a 3-star, because if you come in straight to the town hall, what happens is that town hall poison and giga bomb are so devastating to your troops that you're not able to power through it. So if you want the best chance at 3-star, you've got to take the risk and go all out from the opposite side of the base.
Yeah, and you know, it's also an area where you don't know what you're going to see trap-wise.
Yeah.
You don't know how much value you're really going to get with it, and that's why a hero coming in from the town hall side, it's typically a shallow value or it's the queen charge, and a lot of that will come into play with the hybrid, but it really depends on the base formation and how spread out or how narrowed in it is, and the pathing where you would expect to see spring traps or anything else. So it's a lot of strategy that goes into it and a lot of analysis, and these teams only have 8 minutes to actually do this for 5 attacks.
Right? The first attacker's
First
got the
attacker.
infinite, and then everyone after has a little bit more time. But one thing that we haven't seen too much here so far here in the round robin was ring bases, right?
True.
Those town halls in the core. We were seeing sometimes in the open finals, some of them throwing ring bases against their opponents. Some of them were working, some of them were not, as teams like Strut can absolutely dominate ring bases. But MSC Sports have been known to struggle sometimes, so that's a little interesting that Zinger's not throwing them at least one ring base. But when we saw them previously in the open finals, they actually learned exactly how to dominate them, so maybe that is playing a role, as Kingsman is not bringing the hybrid, which we've seen him do a lot. He's coming in with the Queen to charge Lalo and even a Flame Flinger.
I have a feeling MSC Sports is a little bit worried about sticking to their usual attack style strategies. Even though we're seeing the, the Skelly donuts and the Skelly bat donuts, I think that they're worried in going in with a standard, hog attacks and trying to switch it up so that they aren't baited. But that 1-star really did hurt them, gave the advantage back over to Badzinger, so they have to play it safe here and now. This Flame Flinger helping to shape up the pathing for the Queen and take on a huge area. We can see it working through into this multi-section, but it can work deeper inside, taking out not only this multi, the secondary multi, and maybe even the scatter shot with staying out of range of the mortar.
No one's telling Kingsman that skeletons are hitting his...
Oh no.
Okay, I was going to say, someone tell Kingsman skellies are hitting your Flame Flinger. So he takes them down so that the Flame Flinger can continue to get a value, and he knows that he needed to take down that multi. And look, he's even going to try to take down the second multi with it. No, there's a dive bomb there.
But he's got the rocket loons. Is it enough? Oh, the traps!
Wow.
Drag Rider, invisibility spell to take it on, trying to keep that queen away. So he gets the full pull that he needed to, and there you go. Queen needs to do some more work along the way, but he got most of the value intended, maybe not exactly.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Queen ability forced.
Swagged a freeze. He grasped it.
Oh, no.
That's a feeling that too many clashers know all too well. Grasping, no, and the Queen goes down. Wow, so we have a 1-star from MSC Sports, and now we have the failed Queen charge here for Kingsman. and he's still not even activated the Town Hall yet, because you have to hit 51% for the Town Hall and Teslas to activate it, as he decides to send the RC into the bottom towards the Scattershot, and the Lava Pups actually do hit the Town Hall and damage it, so they activate it so the balloons can path towards it. Do they go there? No, they don't. A few of them go back, and yes, some of them are now targeting the Town Hall.
Yeah, there we go. He's got the tome. He's got the tome over top. He's got the loons. It's all about saving it. But this point, this is a massive lead now. Like, they were tied up, and they've switched this. They could have had a 2-star lead over Badzinger, and now MSE Sports is sitting behind by 2 stars. I mean, this is going to be a tough one. I'm sorry,
Well,
1 star with this one. But
they'll be down by 1 with this being a 2, so that'll
Yeah.
put them to 9. And now a 1-star previously would have been a huge difference maker, would have been a tied war and everything. So Kingsman falling short with an 89%. Very nice try to Kingsman. And Woody, this is surprising coming in from MSE Sports.
Well, Dima just might be the MVP for this entire war. Not only did he just put up a double-time offense with those Electro Dragons, echoing back the huge electricity we saw from Yo-Yo yesterday, and being able to get that gigantic 3-star in less than half of the time that it was allotted to him. Not only that, but he just picked up a defense now to come in over the top of MS Esports. We now have a 10-9 scoreline, way far in Badzinger's favor. Going to be super difficult for MS Esports to recover from this one. We got a little bit of shade in the chat, though, because I saw Boom said that was a nice strut base that Dima was defending.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, we know that there's no shame in borrowing some bases, especially when they're good. You got to take that as a compliment that your bases are holding. So, yeah, no shame in that game. But let's see what Hugo Stiglitz can do for Badzinger to keep live, try and get this win, because that would keep MSE Sports down with only 1 win and get Badzinger up where they want to be. So Queen charging through for that Town Hall here. We're looking for a lot of value. And again, you're going to see these rages used moving along, but it's a hybrid that we've been waiting for, and it actually comes from Hugo Stiglitz. So he's got the 2 heals to help work through, but this Warden ability is going to be critically timed, and I'm curious to see if it's going to be coming out of the Scattershot Queen area or going into it initially.
As this Queen's going to path her way towards this air defense, slowly trot. Oh, she might not. She might actually go for the Build-A-Hut next. Wait, where's this Queen? This is going to really be a huge deal, because the Clan Castle will... Oh, and he freezes the air defense because he doesn't want to lose the healer, and the healer just barely stays alive. But this Expo is slowing this Queen down. She needs to take out the air defense. 1 shot. Oh, but it gets another shot out, but it hits a different healer. So that was lucky there. So the healer doesn't go down and keeps the Queen going as a ward ability goes off to protect the Hogs and the Miners through this hybrid.
Yeah, so he's got to worry about this multi-targeting Inferno. He's got the freeze that can hold it off, but they're not making their way inside the base. So drops the heal as they work through, trying to keep them alive. Miners are going in. This is perfect opportunity to get a freeze, but he's got the Scattershot to still worry about, trying to use the sheer force and power, but that Scattershot did some damage as they work through. Final heal coming in for the Eagle position. He needs the Royal Champ to secure this back end and the Queen as well. It looks like there's an opening back behind that single and the Builder Hut area there, so that she has easy access to help with cleanup.
Yeah, as the Queen now burns her ability, take out the single. We have the RC working onto the enemy RC, will takes her down, and the Scattershot as well, with a multi-target Inferno as the RC ability goes off. Balloon to the top side Archer Tower. That is cleared, as this is looking good to be a 3-star for Hugo Stiglitz. What a beautiful attack here. He is taking a deep breath, and this is exactly what Badzinger need to try to answer the call and try to go now 1-1 in terms of overall score if they're able to defeat MSE Sports here.
Yeah, this was exactly what they needed. This is the confidence that they needed to build back, and I think that's a storyline today that we're seeing. All those 1-star attackers, you know, the teams that were down for the count, we're seeing things turn around considerably.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is this was able to get the 3-star and helped Badzinger now take the lead here against MSE Sports. And this is huge, going into the final set of attacks. And this could tie up the whole war 1-1 in terms of overall in the round robin. And Shrut having a 2-0 lead would be huge and really give them a leg up over the rest of the competition. So if we have another team that's going to be more that are going to try to either tie up 1-1 or go 2-0 to try to make that comeback. But really, in these matches, anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and that's what we've seen. Especially, I don't think anybody going into this, watching this war, expected to see the one-star defense coming through the way it did, to have such a turnaround. But that's the same thing that we didn't expect coming in. Well, I mean, there was the 1-star that came in, and then there was a second 1-star.
Oh,
yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was absolutely insane of what we saw, but it was absolutely wild to see the attacks are coming in from ground in this one, and we're seeing some Lalo as well, and plus E-Dragons. E-Dragons are such a fast attack, and this is what we're seeing from Arium is a Lalo, I was going to say Blizzard Lalo, but no, he's only got one invisibility, so that's going to be the Queen Charge Lalo.
But we do have the Wall Wrecker, so we can use a Wall Wrecker unless he decides to switch it up here. But that Wall Wrecker actually could do some good work going for the Town Hall. Queen at least has her way to weave in and out, so maybe this will come in inside for the multi-section of the base. He's not yet popped that ability, so it could be a good opportunity. He is taking on a lot of heat, and he'll beat his way through the wall. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen in this one, and if he will switch up his siege machine.
As the Queen is going to clear the bomb tower, clear this area here, King's ability goes off with the Royal Champion going in towards the Seagull Artillery, trying to clear that out. As now the Hound comes for his Queen, and the Town Hall is towards the bottom side, so he still has a Wall Wrecker if he wants to utilize that or switch it up to a different siege machine.
Yeah, I think he's going to jump the Queen into the core of the base and actually use the Wall Wrecker for the Town Hall. She's got beautiful pathing to come in there and actually pick up a lot of great value. But he does have to wait and be patient about some of the damage incoming because you've got the surrounding Expo, but he does jump the Queen to the Town Hall here, so Wall Wrecker is going to go and swap instead for the multi where there's limited damage coming in. So this could help out quite a bit, and the Queen still is on focus with 3 rages to keep her going along and carrying tight, but it's those multi-targeting Infernos on the healers. He does have good reflexes and reaction to hold it on, but that Wall Wrecker taking some time to get there.
It is, as the Wall Wrecker now opens. Queen's abilities forced through the Town Hall. We do have the single target Inferno that would be locking onto the Queen, but Yeti's come out, multi-secured, as the Lalo is now starting in from the right side to help go for the scatter shot. And even these Yeti mites can help jump over the wall, grab the Builder Hut, then eventually go for not the multi, but that's the single target Inferno, but the Yeti goes backwards as he's got a ton of balloons going towards the bottom side of his base.
Yeah, that Tornado Trap sweeping them right into that Wizard Tower, but they were in a good position through the Tome, and also a nice split up. Plus, he's got the Hound coming in. He is going to be fine. He's going to finish off the day with a 3-star, but unfortunately, it's not going to be the finish that they wanted, which would have been the win. But Arium still coming in strong for his team. I really feel that today is a day that, you know, maybe even the wars in general, Woody, expect the unexpected.
Right, well said there, Lady B. We can never predict how these wars are going to turn out until the end, and especially whenever there's a heart-wrenching 1-star on one side. That can really swing the balance toward one team or the other. In this case, Bad Singer was the beneficiary of that. Bad Singer versus MS Esports will be concluded now with a win for Bad Singer. That means that both squads now have a 1-1 record.
Yeah.
Bad Singer picking up a 13-star win against MS Esports just at the 12-star mark. But even kept up on the percentage game there, 96.4% to Bad Singer against the 94% for MS Esports. Even when they pick up 1-stars, though, they get 81%. So percentage is just going to be high across the board. I don't even think we've seen a percentage dip below the 90s in terms of overall performance here. But let's go ahead and say thanks once again to these two teams. We're going to also give our appreciation to the sponsors for today's tournament. The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, raising the bar for competitive esports worldwide with a multi-genre platform mega tournament taking place this summer, bringing across players from around the world to compete and find out who really is the best. This is your Clash of Clans Challenge season for the Europe, Middle East, and North Africa region. We have concluded our second match of the day, but don't leave. Don't touch that dial, so they say, because there's 2 more coming up very shortly. Hope you enjoy these highlights, and we'll be back with 2 more matches again very soon, including the next one that's coming up between RVNT and Tomp and I, Tristella. Stick with us.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
The one word with I would describe Tribe Gaming with is social, because we always try to not to also be friends apart from the game, and to also spend time together apart from the game, because I think, and we all believe, that it's very important to have a great atmosphere in the team, and that is only possible if you get to know the other players, and also love to spend time with them, because if you are happy playing the game and also playing with your teammates, then your performance is also going to be better. Yeah, so I think that I'm probably not the one that is responsible for the food. We also already experienced that in the boot camp for the World Championship last year. So I think that Stefan made a very good job there, and of course Maxi, our former team member, he's also very close to the team. I think for the entertainment, it's probably going to be Nebrax and me, because we always have a lot of fun together, and also try to entertain the others so that they have something to laugh. And I think that we'll surely make make sure of that we all have a great time together. And then of course there will be, I'm sure there will be some challenges coming up, because we are all we all love to compete against the others. And I think that would be probably something that we would enjoy if there's a camping trip. And I think Rekievers would be the one that would also try to win all those challenges, because he's a super tryhard, as we all know from Clash of Clans, but he's always successful with that. So shout out to him. If I would give one tip to the newer players of Clash of Clans is to start Legend League, because if you attack daily and often, then your performance is also going to increase, and you also have to have fun while playing the game, because if you have fun, you come to new ideas, you really enjoy it, and then you also are doing less mistakes, and your performance will go up. I would probably go with the clan castle, because in the clan castle there are also other troops and people that I can have a great time with together, and I think that is what's most important. So I would choose the clan castle. Yeah, I would probably go there and store the super dragons into the elixir storage, because I don't like them on the battlefield. So they are better when they are secured in the elixir storage and can't escape. Yeah, I want to thank all fans that are supporting Tribe Gaming, and also this super nice event, because you are actually making this possible, that we can play those amazing tournaments. So thanks for everyone who is supporting us and watching this event and enjoying those very nice wars. yeah, to all the other teams, I of course wish them good luck and the best success in the upcoming matches. Of course, not against us, but in all the other matches. And yeah, I can't wait to hopefully see some of you in the offline event in Poland. That where the Final Four is going to be.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming. We are deep in this Clash of Clans Challenge season for day 2. We are just about to start our third match. My name's Woody, here once again with our casters Lady B and Carbon Finn, and we're gonna beat feet to this next match between Top and I, Tristella, and RVNT, because the clans are already formed, the war has already started, we are getting ready. Let's go ahead and toss that roster up and start talking about the players that are gonna be competing for this third war of the day between two teams that both have yet to get a victory. One of them is gonna have a win right after this, and one of them is still gonna be left in the lurch without a victory.
That's going to make it tough here. So we do have RVNT up to bat that we can see. Sammy, Joker, Lupo, Bombador, and King Pen. Now, I know you mentioned Lupo yesterday,
Yes.
Carbon, being one of your favorite attackers. But from what you saw in the matches, what are you going to say today?
I'm going to say King Pen. I'm going to say he's the one really to come in and drop the hammer, come in with those 3 stars, dominating attacks. But then we know Sammy, for RVNT, loves to start it off, lead off with the attacks, and he loves to come in with like P.E.K.K.A. Super Wizard Smash. So if you're a fan of ground attacks, Sammy is your guy to be coming in. But the opponents that they're going to be going up against is Tampa Stella with Exo, Danny, Hawk, Diego, Stana, Mullen, and Woody. This has been some crazy teams in these lineups. Was there anyone that you were looking at here that you wanted to maybe see an attack to come in for?
Well, you know, as you mentioned, Top and Stella has been assembled thanks to multiple different teams coming together. This is an international super squad.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing Al Mullen come back in once again. I think he's one of the superstars from this squad. A really quick 3-star strike last time from him. So that's who I've got my eye on.
Yeah, and I think Hawk definitely showed some big prowess and skill yesterday. Definitely showing how to get those 3 stars in style. But look at this,
look at
the stats. RVNT is a very strong team. 14 stars, 99.4%. But 94.4% and 13 stars down for Tristella. I think there were a couple of issues with, if I can remember correctly, Stana and possibly Danny in that mix-up. So we'll see if they can recover today. Today has been the day of recovery for many people.
It has. Really has been indeed. And we're noticing RVNT with the stats of 14, 99.4. That just means how close their one fail was. And that was going up against Tribe Gaming, who we are going to be seeing in the match after this one. But Tampa and Tristella are really going to have to be picking up their game. They cannot afford those stat lines in this matchup here, because RVNT was the very last team to qualify. But they're definitely one of the teams that you have to keep your eye on in this one here, Woody.
Right, you are. And on top of the fact that RVNT had the closest loss yesterday, they also had the highest scoring loss of any team, with Lupo actually getting a 2-star 97%. That was the only attack from their squad that was not a triple. We are ready to get this thing kicked off, though. Thanks again to our sponsors who are supporting the event. The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, but we've also got DHL and Monster Energy backing us up and putting all of these awesome shows together for you all to enjoy. Huge appreciation to our players as well, competing in this $50,000 tournament, trying to get that golden ticket and opportunity to go all the way to the Clash of Clans World Finals. All the viewers at home are collaborating right now, hoping that they can get their teams to the very top, boosting them in the chat. making sure to use that hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series to keep the conversation all on the same page. We'd love to give a shout out to you guys here on the broadcast if we can, as that conversation develops, both within chat on YouTube and Twitch, but also within everywhere else on social media.
Yeah.
So keep us apprised of all the goings on, and we'll be sure to report straight to you folks how things are proceeding. But with that, we are going to finally have a win for one of these teams, at the very least, between RVNT and Tampanai Tristella, two superstar squads that have been fighting very, very hard to get to this point right now. But once again, only one of them can emerge with a victory. Quick predictions from both of y'all. Who do you think it's going to be, RVNT or Tampanai Tristella?
I'm going RVNT.
Oh, me too. I think I'm going to go RVNT. How about yourself? Do you have a prediction, Woody?
Well, I suppose I don't really want to rock the boat, and I think that RVNT did such a great job yesterday that it's hard to tip toward Tampanai Tristella. I do think that there are some really great singular attackers from the Tampanai squad, though, and we've seen really impressive upsets previously with those one-star showings. So if there are any tricky bases on that Tampanai Tristella squad, we might actually wind up seeing them taking the win after all. But I think we're just about ready to go ahead and get this thing started. The clans are in the war, and they are prepped and ready to go. Let us know in chat who you think is going to get the win, and maybe you can, get the upset prediction on the casters here at the desk. RVNT taking the tip of the hat from the three of us here now, but Tampanai Tristella has got a lot going for it as well. With a clear opportunity to take the whole thing down. Is there anything that you're looking forward to, particularly in terms of attacking styles or maybe base setups that you think could maybe throw the advantage one side or the other here, Lady B?
I think that's really tough because RVNT has shown their versatility within this. But knowing that Tampanai Tristella has a combined team gives them a little bit of a different factor. They have some unknown suspense for RVNT to have to play with defensively and offensively. What would you look for in this?
Well, I'm going to be looking at the players that don't normally play on Tampanai, right? Because this is EU and MENA, they don't have players like, let's say, Rigatores, who he's over in NA. So splitting the team up is also something that some of these players don't like, right? So if you have a really international team, you can't roster those full players as they got to play in their region. So that can hurt Tampanai in a way, but they have such strong players coming in from Tristella as well. They formed such a strong team to make it to this point. But the teams that you're playing here are also really good. So one small mistake, it could even be the communication that can cause the fail, and you can't afford that here in the Challenger Series.
Yeah, pulling players from across the entire Spanish-speaking world has given Tampanai Empire a lot to push forward in the past. Having Rigo Torres, as you mentioned, also from Mexico, being able to communicate in the same language, to plan everything, even though they're not in the same time zone or even on the same continent. They've worked really well together in the past. Tampanai Tristella is kind of a new experiment in some ways, bringing together some of the best from both of these two different squads. But I wonder if the language barrier is going to prevent them from being able to communicate at the top level that they need. We know how important that planning is. But anyways, we're ready to get the war started. We're jumping into the first attack. Let's get it going.
Oh, we've got Sammy coming up as you called it, Carbon. Kicking this one off also with the ground as you called. So that is the Super Pekka Smash. Not opting for the bowlers. He seems to be more comfortable with the style that we seem to see less and less of.
Yeah, he loves to come in with the Pekka's Super Wizards. And starting off with that queen off to the left side, does drop that super wall breaker, which, well, look at that. Dropped it a little bit to the left, was able to open the multi-mortar, and didn't go for the arch tower compartment. The only reason the arch tower compartment might not have gone down is if there is a wall break, if the wall is open in the top corner of it. That's my question. Is the wall open? Because otherwise I would have thought the wall breaker would have gone into that compartment, and no, it's not. Okay, so an interesting angle there that I will have to take note for when I do my attacks.
Absolutely, but gives what's needed to pull his way in. And as we settle this out, the Warden picking up some excellent value along with the Queen. And typically when we use this Warden-Queen combination, we are coming into areas where there is a lot of damage, but you want to speed up the process as well because it can be a slow-moving attack, but we do have to get back through and keep these healers out of harm's way of the multi-targeting beams as they work through into the center of the base, but they are not going for it. Oh, they are pathing around, and this could be problematic. He's got to switch up the pace of this now.
As the log launcher is now coming in, notice where the log launcher is angled. The logs are lined up directly for that multi-target Inferno. He wants to help take that down as his queen is going for the wall to join in with the P.E.K.K.A. Super Wizards in towards the scatter shot and eventually make its way towards the Town Hall.
Yeah, this Town Hall, at least you can get from both angles. I mean, it's not a symmetrical base, but in the same token, you can pick up almost the same value from whichever direction you're going. So he doesn't lose a huge amount. It's just a different plan of in course of action in order to get to where he needed to go. Problem is the Super Wizards on the outside of the base don't necessarily help. At least they are backing up behind the king and trying to take on, but this outside edge is not where he wants to be because of the single targeting Inferno. Drops the freeze, misses the Town Hall, which, I mean, it's a long reach there, but still, as long as he's got that queen to take it on, he's good. And this is still got some power left to it with the Royal Champ trying to take on the power from behind that king.
Yeah, Warden ability protected the P.E.K.K.As to extend the life, especially of the queen getting healed back up. As we have the king making his way through all the way towards the backside by the scatter shot, we have the queen. She's going to be locking on to the Dark Elixir drill with the freeze and the Royal Champion ability to the backside. The multi-target Inferno is the biggest threat. But with the freeze, this is looking good, but only 23 seconds, so watch time.
Yeah, but he's got the queen ability. He's got the Royal Champ ability. He's going to wait to launch out Seeking Shield till there are 4 structures left. Well, maybe not, but he knows he's got it done here as the Royal Champ sneaks in to that multi-targeting section, and Sammy off to a raring start. And that's exactly how you want to kick off the war, especially when you are one of the teams that is in the bottom looking for that first win.
Both of these teams here are looking to get their foe. The queen is going to eventually maybe make it towards the eagle. We have the wall breaker opening up towards the eagle, and the poison spell is down onto the lava hound to try to keep the queen going.
Yeah, this is going to hold her back a little bit, but the multi is not going to be a problem. It's just the sweepers, but the Loon's actually pushing her back. He needs to keep this raged up so he doesn't force through the ability too early, but he does as the Hound pops. Just a little too much damage, which means she's going to have less power coming into the back end of the base. But look at this blimp. Is this timed right? Going to be clipped just to the edge of that tome, and he needs to get it to the Town Hall. Rages up. Will we see the Yeti blimp? Yes, we will. We've got that single surrounding and so many defenses. So this is such a great way to eliminate the poison bomb and spread out those dragons around the defenses far enough and help work through. But the queen's still going strong on this carbon. The freezes and invisibility spell could really help out.
Yeah, as the dragons are making their way to the bottom. Some more dragons are in the core. Queen is still staying up. Doesn't have her ability anymore as the Tasta farm is standing up to the top. Uses the freeze as the Royal Champion with her ability can still path and chain through that area and get all that value with 2 freezes to utilize. There's the 1 extra and even a visibility spell. What an attack coming here for Diego of Tompanitra Stella. And is he even going to need the invis? He looks like he could just swag it.
Yeah, I think he could swag it at this point. Plenty of time on the clock, plenty of power with all of the heroes remaining to finish this job off. He's got all 4 on the board. This is a done deal for Diego of Tompanitra Stella, and that is tying it up 3-3 with the first attacks in, Woody.
Well, thanks again for watching this next episode of How to Train Your Dragon, brought to you by Tompanitra Stella, with all of those heroes still up, and even a swag invisibility spell that he was holding on until the very end. He had a clean spread across the entire base, getting those dragons and dragon riders spread out across every key defense and knocking them down without any problem at all. He makes it seem easy, doesn't it, Carpet?
He does. He really makes it seem so easy that you swag spells and even keep those dragons alive. Perfect pathing for the troops around, and that's what his teammates need to do. They need to be able to answer exactly what they did. Remember, both these teams are 0-1. So the pressure starts to mount that neither one of these wants to start to go down 0-2 because the comeback from 0-2 is going to be so difficult.
It really is. I would not want to be in that position, Woody, but someone is going to be.
Yes.
And this should, we didn't really talk about predictions on this except who we thought would win.
Yes.
But star count-wise, I would expect to see a really hard grinding star count in this one. I would expect it to come very close. what's your prediction? Since you are the prediction master,
Oh.
according to chat.
I would never claim that title. But yeah, I mean, we've seen 14-star performances from both of these squads in the past, and so I guess that's the same sort of thing that I would expect going forward, and especially since we've already got 2-3 stars on the board to begin with. I think that's relatively safe to say. It might come down to the percentage on that one attack that misses.
So we shall see. We do have Bombador coming in with the Lalo. So we do have the Blimp to work through, but we've got a Blizz. We've got 5 invisibility spells. Let's see where he's going to power this along. Oh, wait, hold up. Hold up.
Ooh.
We're not going in with a Blizz.
No.
No, we're going in with the Skelly Donut. We're going for the CC. We're going for the multi. When I don't see those bats nowadays, I almost don't expect to see it anymore.
Right.
And so many invisibility spells as well. So not taking any chances, and does get that down. Definitely worth it to pull that through. So we've got to get that Town Hall done. There's no Zapquake to do it. So this Blimp could come into play to actually take that on. We already see the Loons making their way through, trying to protect, maybe soak up traps, as the King is on the opposite side, working his way into the scatter shot and protecting the Queen.
As the Queen and King are making their way in towards the scatter with the Blimp that does go for the Town Hall. Sneaky Goblins, no spells needed. Come on, Town Hall should be going down, and come on. Bam, there it is. Beautiful job. Now you help try to take that down, but the multi-target Inferno is doing a massive amount of damage to these balloons. The Warden's ability goes off, but remember, he doesn't have to deal with the Town Hall, so that is going to be clutch to help try to keep these balloons alive, but there's still a lot of buildings still left on the top side of this base with no Royal Champion really to utilize anymore.
Yeah, this was the problem with the Tesla farm on the top. This could hold back Bombador of RVNT. The Loons having to cut across. We could potentially see a lot of traps around these Town Halls. We often do from time to time, even though we talk about the defensive area. We do wind up seeing some of these traps along the way. There's one red air bomb. There's 2 more, and the tornado trap. So, oh my goodness, all the traps here on the back end, slowing this down, taking down the Loon. So there is no cleanup left to finish the job, and that is the problem. You can see the disappointment on his face as the first 2-star drops in for this war in the second hit, where it does really matter. Can he get the percentage going up with 25 seconds left to go? Valk doing what she can, though, Carbon.
As these minions are trying to get a little bit more percentage, not able to, and looks like you're going to be an 89%. Can't get anything more. Has a few archers to the bottom side of this base, and this is going to be a defense here for Exo Danny. This is exactly what Tampa and Nitrostella are looking for in this match, as now we'll see if Tampa and I can get a 90% or more to take a lead with a 2-star.
A 90% would be a dream for them, but a 3-star would be even better. Yes. That's what they want to see here. The 3-star, 1-star lead that it would give them. But this does actually set a good tone. I mean, 89% is just on that cusp of where you want to be. 90% is typically the target, but at this level and the type of clans that you have playing, I wouldn't want to be hitting below a 97%.
Yeah, you don't want to be hitting anywhere lower than a 90 because that's super low.
Yeah.
Even, like you said, 95 is low. You need to get a 99 in order to fail, because that's what we saw in the first war, the RVNT, and that they got a 97% and lost based off that, and that's what they don't want to do, as Exo Danny's coming in with the Zap. Lalo with 2 Rocket Loons as well, has a Stone Slammer to utilize, as sending these heroes, the King and maybe the Queen, towards this Town Hall. Okay, dropping the Queen a little bit higher up, as the King can path his way into the Town Hall here.
Yeah, nice easy access working along. This is going to help out quite a bit, providing the tank and power, especially because we have the defending Royal Champion and that Expo. So the Queen just needs to step into place, and we'll see if the storage pulls her. It's not, so the King is going to go directly for the Town Hall. Tornado Trap, not enough to take him down. So this Queen gets exceptional value cutting into the center of the base towards that multi. You'd love to see the King take down the single targeting Inferno, but it's not going to be enough juice for it.
Yeah, that single will be staying up, but he does lure out a little bit of that clan castle, goes straight to the queen and forces the queen ability as the road champion at the same time is going to the bottom side. With her ability going off, can she take out the scatter? And a triple ground skeleton pops up over there.
Wow, so this is going to hold her off. He drops in the Stone Slammer to try and help out and get this Lalo started. He knows he didn't get the value that he initially intended, but the position of the Stone Slammer here is actually in a good spot to try and take line if it can hang on into that multi-section. You want it to absorb as much of the traps as possible, but we've got the minions, the super minions coming out of the clan castle, targeting those loons that were going for the eagle, and this is gonna be a tough one to turn back around from.
Luckily, the poison spell is down on the super minions as he's pathing his way through. We've seen no poison spell being used on super minions before in a previous attack, and that causing a fail as these super minions are going down. The balloons are pathing every single different direction, and it's not looking too bad for ExoDanny as he's got the pathing, and the Dragon Rider is taking out this multi. The balloons, they got the final build, the defense with a minute left, and it is looking good for a 3-star.
Wow, this is not the way I'd want to approach a base, splitting up my loons in every different direction, relying on them to try and get out different quadrants of the base. But you can see ExoDanny not only happy that he picked up that defense, but follows up with the 3-star, and actually so much left over. All things considered, a beautiful way to get this war back on their side here. Woody.
Two pretty unusual starts here for both of these previous attacks from RVNT and Tompanai Tristella, but it really tipped heavily in Tompanai's favor as we saw an unorthodox approach there still nonetheless pay off. Huge opportunity now for Tompanai to come over the top and try to get this lead cemented early on in this war. RVNT definitely the leading squad by attacking percentage and star count from yesterday, but Tompanai Tristella showing that they are just the sort of clan that can come in and sweep them out from under the rug and try to get it back on their side. What are your final takeaways from that round 2 of the war?
I'm really impressed at what we're seeing defensively right now coming in from Tompanai Tristella, and I think that could be their best secret weapon at this point, considering RVNT is very heavy on offense.
Yeah, RVNT is really strong on offense, but also is Tompanai. Both these teams are strong. It really just comes down to, will one team get a 1-star? Will the other team be answering with 3 stars after another? We've seen 1-stars, Woody. You're shaking your head. You're like, oh, grimacing there, but it definitely can happen at this stage as the...
Not for these two teams.
Oh,
these two teams. They're strong.
He said it.
They're steel.
Woody,
they're solid. 100%. You want a prediction there? Okay, we're not going to get any 1-stars this war. There.
There it is.
Prediction is in.
Woody's prediction is in, and that means that is it possible for a 1-star to come in, right? Because Woody predicted it. Oh.
Yeah, so hold on to your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because we just might see what Woody has called. Joker's hoping it's not happening to him. This is a difficult game at task, now trying to dodge the Woody jinx. But Joker coming in with the Queen Charge Dragons. We do have the loons to follow suit right into the Town Hall early on, which is going to set for a nice, easy course. And the Queen, of course, having a lot of power to work through. But she, there we go. We've got the opening into the base and can actually work her out and around and leave that beautifully narrowed out path up from the 9 to 10 o'clock side.
Yeah, the poison spell is down here onto Super Minion, which is barely inside the poison, as wanting to continue this Queen to charge in towards the Super Minions now and eventually grab this Eagle Artillery. And look at the Queen. The enemy Queen will be in range, so his Queen can grab that value, but he can't reach the scatter shot just yet.
No, can't reach the scatter shot. Needs to send in the super wall breakers if he wants to make that path, but I feel like there's a lot of meat that could take her down, so he is actually redirecting this to the bottom side of the base. Either way, she is going to still pick up just about the same value intended to come through, and while the defending Queen is distracted, this is a perfect opportunity to send in your drags.
He sent in the blimp, which secured the Town Hall, as the Dragons are going to try to utilize a little bit of a funnel that's going to push them in towards the Grand Warden Altar, and the King, he's down to the bottom as the multi is locking onto this Queen, which the Queen can continue her path up towards the topside scatter, so he just can't reach the multi here, which the healers look like they're going to get in range, as the single target Inferno is going to hit a lot, and these dragons are now somehow in the bottom of the base.
Yeah, he's going to have to hold this freeze. Uses it for the Royal Champ on the single, but save the healers. Get her through that backside of the base. Finally gets it down before they take on too much damage, but she's got to move her booty and get in there. Needs to pop that ability so she stays alive, gets the scatter shot down as the dragons work their way through. But with that RC down for the count, this is a tough one because there's still a lot of damage coming in.
Yeah, with the freeze now being utilized, the last spell as this air defense is hitting these dragons needs the owl. No, they're going to go to the clan castle, and that is here for Joker as the minions are going to try to distract the air defense a little bit more. The warding goes down, pulling all these red air bombs, and it's going to be a defense for Exostana.
Yeah, this is a tough one for RVNT. Again, we see the Tompanai Tristella's team coming in very, very strong and capable defensively, which is super impressive. Percentage not going to be bad, but they're now possibly down 2 stars, depending on what we see coming in from Tompanai Tristella offensively. So I really got to say, like, the SG Tristella team, I'm not sure who's doing the defenses, but it seems those bases are the ones that are holding strong so far and really giving what's needed to turn this around. A bit of a heartbreaker because I think that was a good plan, and if the Queen was pathed differently, this could have had maybe a better opportunity to try and switch along, but yeah.
It was unfortunate, and all of our predictions here was saying RVNT was going to take this one as we're looking at the scoreboard now, and it's looking on Tompanai's favor. They're coming in with back-to-back triples, and now we have back-to-back fails for RVNT. But yes, it was 2 stars, so they're going to now hope that Tompanai fails to really try to get a chance, because if Tompanai triples, they'll be up by the 2 stars like you mentioned, and they're going to be taking a huge lead going into the final set of attacks.
They will, and that's not where you want to be at this point. So let's see if they can finally hold some defense. Like I said, for RVNT, they're known as hard hitters when it comes to offense. I can't say that they're known quite as strong for their defense, and that's the unfortunate thing that we're seeing here today for them. Maybe Tompanai is getting the better deal on the VN side.
It is usually going to cost you.
Yeah, that definitely would cost you, especially since you have the Rocket Loons coming out. The Minions, a rage, not enough to really hold this strong. But can he do it? They're in the poison. Oh, this low health needs to freeze up the defenses. So it winds up just pushing more spells than you wanted to intend to use when you could have just used a rage from the start. So this could be a big mishap from Tompanai Empire if Hawk can't turn this around.
As the Stone Slammer is making his way in towards the scatter shot, we have the Dragon Riders going in and helping this area as the King has the ability, but we have the Eagle Artillery down to the bottom. The King's ability goes off. Wait a sec. Wait, Warden ability goes through. He's going to be able to take down the multi-target Inferno, but only 1 freeze left. He's going to have to utilize it. Oh, but the Tesla farm on the backside.
Yeah, the Tesla farm could be problematic, but he does have, the launch of that Seeking Shield coming in, clearing out the path. He still has a Queen going maybe I spoke a little too early. We do have the healers to help out as the King still surrounds, but 50 seconds left to go. They all need to merge together, work quickly, and I think he's actually turned this one around and got the job done. He should be wiping the sweat off his brow at this point, but instead, he's just going to take a sip of water.
Brilliant.
Woody, I mean, I don't know. I did say that you were the predictor, like, extraordinaire, but maybe it's the triple jinx combination that is coming into play here.
I don't know what's going wrong right now. I mean, we didn't predict accurately that Tompanai would be this far ahead, but there's still no 1 stars, and Tompanai with a tic-tac-toe now are just coming over the top of RVNT. Perfect so far in this war, and really showing up an excellent performance in this day too. Eager to get that first win and move up on the leaderboards. RVNT are still struggling, and what is going on over there? Why are they having so much difficulty coming over on these bases? You know, we saw a pretty impressive entry from Joker AF, but once again, losing healers early on. When your Queen doesn't go the right direction, healers start taking fire. Is there any sort of adaptation that you can make on the fly to try to protect, throwing down a freezer and Viz, or do you just have to grin and bear it at that point?
I think the best thing is to have them adapt to try to use the Royal Champion maybe to try to save it, or you just gotta hope the Queen somehow gets out of range, right? Because usually if you have a heal spell and you try to heal the healers, things are going wrong if you are forced to do that. But usually you don't have a heal spell to do that, and usually the multi-target Infernal Radius is just so large that at that point when you realize the healers are getting hit, you're like, okay, what can I do to try to save this, because I realize my healers are going to go down.
Yeah. It makes it a bit unfortunate, but we've seen the recoveries coming through. We just have not seen RVNT able to recover, and this is a 2-star differential with only 2 attacks left to go. So pressure is on Lupo at this point and King Pen, who we've yet to see. Lupo with the Queen charge, Lalo. We do have 3 rocket loons, so I'm curious to see if this is going to come into play where we bring in the blimp.
As the King is making his way in towards the Eagle Artillery, with the Queen going towards the bottom, yet to drop the healer. So let's keep our eye on this Queen charge. There's the healers. Get ready for Headhunter. Yes, to slow down the enemy King as the Queen can loop her way in towards the scatter and the enemy Queen. As this Eagle goes down nice and quick, he doesn't have to worry about Eagle Artillery in the later part of this
Where's
race.
this blimp? We've got a rocket loon down. We need to see the blimp. Blimp's coming through. Where is it? We gotta get over to the town hall. What do we got coming in? That blimp helping to get the Sneaky Gobs in there to take it down. So we've actually sectioned off a beautiful corner of the space from either side to lollow through the centralized area of the base, but the heroes do need to pick up a little bit more since we only have 17 loons left to go. This Queen charge has to bring in a lot of value.
As we have the Queen now locking onto the CC, Poison Spell is down. Once the Hound pops, to try to clear these lava pups, this Queen can take a jump spell, maybe to the multi over to the bottom of this base, as the Royal Champion says, no, I'm going to go down to the bottom multi so that I can jump the Queen closer to the middle multi in the core.
Yeah, this is working beautifully together, but...
Queen.
Queen. We do have the air sweeper. This is actually helping out quite a bit to push those healers back away from the multi-beams, which is perfect. Royal Champ taking the lead, launches her Seeking Shield, but she gets that regenerative boost, which is going to help out. So this is where you need to see the Queen carrying on, and the Royal Champ is just sacrificing herself to ensure that, and the Lalo just needs to clear out, but we've got the multi-section to still come through, so this freeze is going to be needed. He could use an invisibility spell, but much better suited for the Queen coming into that single targeting area.
We have the balloons going in towards the enemy Royal Champion, but the sweeper is going to push him back. The Queen burns her ability, but the middle multi is doing so much damage, and that single target Inferno is not being locked onto. As he drops a rage for the Queen, she will step into it, but we only have 45 seconds left here.
Yeah, there's not enough time, but also there's not going to be enough power with this multi standing, though the loons working on the outside edge of the base. We're going to see them come back into the multi, just die out. Unfortunately, wait, Queen's going for the cleanup. We're seeing the switch over. Hound coming in for the tank here. Warden helping out. The loons just need to do a little bit of damage to finish this off. And Lupo getting lucky on this one to bring it back to a 3-star. Is
red
this...
air bombs. Oh, no, the red air bombs. The balloon has like no health. And he gets it. Yes. Wow, was able to just barely, and Lupo and RVNT needed to get that 3-star to have a chance to compete here, because if that failed, then Tampa and Nitrostella would have been running away with this one. Even if it was at 99%, it mattered for everything for that to be a triple.
It really did. This is where they hope to see their defenses coming in, but I'm not as convinced. I think over the weeks to come, what RVNT is going to see is that they need to work heavily on their defenses with the teams that they're coming in against, but equally, they don't necessarily know what to expect from this mixed team that nobody's really had a chance to face off against except during some of the play-in phases.
Yeah, they really were able to play during the challenge, right? The ladder season, and that's where they were able to get the opportunity there, but this is the stage that matters. This is where you need to be able to win the round robin and get that spot, or at least there's 2 spots here in the EU MENA for a chance to be trying to get a golden ticket, as the only team here that has one is MSE Sports. So they're the one team that is relaxed in terms of the gold ticket-wise, but they're still going for the money as Exostana is going for the Town Hall with his blimp. The Town Hall is going down to the Sneaky Goblins as he found a whole Tesla farm in this area.
Yeah, beautiful job. And lures the CC at the same time, so able to pull that to a dark corner and start off with the Queen. Uses the Archer to get it to the side, but we also have the 5-1 combo of the Zapquake, so he can take on one of those multi-Infernos to help with the Lalo pathing. Ideal since you actually have sweepers, so this is going to depend which side he wants to come in from as to which multi he targets.
Yeah, as this Queen is now going to lock on to help take down the Super Minions. She will walk left as the Lightning did take out the single target Inferno that was a little bit to the right. So this RC will make her way into the scatter shot and then maybe towards the ground expo in towards, oh, the enemy Queen is down. So this path for the RC is not looking too bad here. She could potentially grab that multi-target Inferno.
Yeah, and she's got the invisibility. Unfortunately, with the King dying out early, it poses some issues. The Queen needs to come in, help out this Royal Champ to force her up a little bit higher. I think he at least wants to get the air sweeper coming in, so he doesn't.
Oh, he didn't need it.
What?
Wow.
Okay. So he gets that down, but he still has one additional multi to worry about. Queen is going to go to the outside of the base, not go to the center. So we see that air sweeper. This is going to cause some problems. He does have the Loons coming in from the opposite side, so coming in from each quadrant, but there is going to be some pushback, and that's a problem when you're coming up against a multi.
Yeah, that can be a huge issue as the sweeper is going to push him back in, especially with that Raw Champion standing there as he's getting spun around with a tornado jet. But remember, that Tesla farm that found right in the beginning with that blimp is off to the right side, so he's got to deal with maybe a bunch of red air bombs there, but he keeps these he keeps the multi-target invisible, or not invisible, frozen. But remember, there's probably a bunch of traps waiting in this area, but he didn't pull too much as he's got to get into a Tesla farm. He still has a handful of spells to utilize.
Yeah, he's got the invisibility as he comes through the splash of the Wizard Tower, but they've not split off for it. He does have some back-end Loons to help with the Tesla farm, which is actually going to recover this. Wow. And the Queen makes it to the Wizard Tower with the Warden.
Look at
so
that.
Stana able to keep this going. It's not an easy feat when you have that multi still remaining in the core of the base, and he utilizes spells probably to the best of their ability, Woody.
2 more attacks and 2 more battle blimps with Sneaky Goblins inside. Looks like Lupa and Exodani are going to ensure that the Woody Jinx 1-star does not happen in either of their attacks. But congratulations to both of them coming in with expert 3-star strikes. Yeah. We just saw some excellent use of the blimps there early on to make sure that the town halls got shut down so they could focus entirely on just destroying the rest of the base to follow. Not having to worry about that town hall makes it a lot easier, and you don't have to worry about, diverting to plan B, C, D that later on down the line. But I think what I noticed most about that second hit from our Croatian sensation Exodani was how he handled that Tesla farm on the back end. As you said, saved a couple of spells there, made sure that he had just enough firepower to finish off toward the end. I think that boot camp really paid off. He spent a lot of time prepping to get that Sui Lalo set up properly, and it went off without a hitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Having some back-end Loons in your pocket for, those certain situations where you might have, right there, you got to pull it right out. For when you have Teslas or additional defenses when your Loons are coming in, always a good idea. So GG to him. And this puts him in a good position, but it ain't over yet with that 1-star prediction because there's still 2 attacks left. Let's see what Kingpen can do.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see what Kingpen can do. If he can pick up a triple and they can get a 1-star, we could be looking at a tied war. And I think that's what they're hoping for the most at this point. But you can't give up. Right, Carbon? At this point, you know that there is any chance possible.
You cannot give up here as Kingpen for RVNT is probably one of the attackers you can almost say he's going to be a walking triple as he's going to try to charge his way in. And look at what he's got. The blimp. So are we going to see more blimps into the Town Hall, the safe, sneaky Goblin blimps help take that down, or is he going to switch it up to a log launcher for our Queen to continue her charge into a base? As the Town Hall is all the way on the other side of this charge with the Rage. Headhunters trying to keep this Queen alive, charging away into the multi-target Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, with the 1 Hound, 21 Loon combination, knowing that you're going to need some Loons to serve as Coco Loons to help those healers, I would expect to see a switch up here, but he's taking a while to actually get this done. But sometimes it's a nice opportunity to open up those walls, break them through. It could also, I would say use that King, but I'd be a little bit worried about the storages coming into the mix, but King would be served well for the scattershot portion of this base. As the Queen, though, continues to carry on. He drops the King from the opposite side. We've got the Rocket Loon sweeping out. Beautifully timed freeze and Rage combination to keep this alive and well.
Yeah, as the King will be able to help clear this Eagle Artillery. But look at these wall breaks. These are brilliant into the middle to allow this Queen to continue her charge. They can't reach the scatter shot, so that's why he's investing in Royal Champion to take it out.
Yeah, drops those Loons over top to keep her focused inside, but she's got the Giant Bomb, so he's going to have to launch off that Seeking Shield early. He does not have an invisibility spell, so might need to drop a freeze and invest it to ensure that the scatter goes down. He's waiting. Lassie's taking the lead, but the heat is coming on to the Royal Champ. Wow. Just gets that knocked down. And this is some insane value. And Carvin, we still have that blimp to bring in.
We do. We still have the blimp as he sends balloons over the cannon to try to send the blimp to the bottom side by the Wizard Tower. He wants to take this Town Hall down, maybe rage up Yetis to grab this, as the balloons are going to be able to path their way in. But remember, if he has these balloons laying on the Town Hall poison, that's going to do a lot of damage. But these Yeti Mites are absolutely doing an incredible amount of damage, taking out the Arch Tower, the Wizard Tower, and everything else.
Yeah, and with the massive pack of Loons that are left over and only the Expo and single, he's got this one in the bag. You see the smile. I'm waiting for the flick of the hair. He's known for flipping that hair, pushing those glasses up when he is happy. We're not getting to see it today.
No.
I think he knows I'm expecting that. But definitely finishing off strong, getting 13 stars on the board. So Carbon,
Yeah.
I mean, Woody kept saying 1 star, you know, I keep hearing 1 star. Do you think there is a possibility that there could be a big slip up? Because
I don't think we're going to see a 1 star in this final one. Knowing that they just need a 2 star for the win, right? They know this, so they will play it safe for sure. But at the end, if it comes down to it, remember, 1 head-to-head can be a tiebreaker. Stars can also play a role. So you also still need to try to be getting more stars because they need to make up for what happened in the first war. Because they got 13, right? They got a lower amount than most of the other clans. Even RVNT got 14. They got quite a bit, as now Amualin is going in with a Queen charge Lala while breaking into the Wizard Tower. Gonna drop these healers onto the Queen, and she could path her way to the left and then in towards the scatter.
yeah, now we talked about, you know, I mean, maybe a 1 star, and I mean, Al-Mu'alin, would you expect that? But we didn't talk about something else. The PW.
Oh,
we don't say perfect war here.
Oh,
Because,
you just... Oh, no. Uh-oh.
They could be going in with what we have not seen yet. I might have just jinxed it.
You might just have, as we got the balloon. The King is going to make his way into the enemy King. The Eagle Artillery pulling out this CC. And look at the Queen. Wait a second. Is that a base building error as the Queen can reach that multi there? I think so. As the Queen is going to get all this value, and the King is clearing this Eagle.
Yeah, Queen doing some phenomenal work, as is the King with that Yak helping out. Would like to see the Expo go down, but that multi, come on, hanging on by a thread and getting there we go. 1 shot, and it is done. But we've got 2 more super wall breakers to get the Queen pathing, moving in and out. And she's got exceptional access to get to the Town Hall if bundled up right with that Yeti.
Man, wow, that King just went down there. So that King got some incredible value, as now his Queen is continuing her way up towards this Town Hall at this point. Even still has her ability. The Raw Champ has her ability. As the Lala will come in on the back side to finish off like a small portion of this base. 1 super wall breaker can open up a little bit of the Teslas into the Town Hall, but no, this Queen is just going to step into the Town Hall at this point.
Yeah, that Yeti helped out quite a bit, as did the Yeti blimp to give that Royal Champ value. I mean, I don't know. I think something's off with my jinx and powers because I'm Wallen looking pretty hot here right now. Come on. She forces that ability, needs to get those shots. She's got the invisibility spell. There is a freeze as well, but she doesn't need the freezes. So we can use these coming in for the back end defenses.
He's got it.
Yep, that
Brilliant.
is it. We are talking about the perfect war here, ladies and gentlemen. Al-Mualim coming in. You can see the smile on his face.
Yes.
They get the final win that they were hoping for.
Beautiful job there. Tampanai Tristella with the first perfect war here in the Challenger Series in the round robin. And that is the perfect way to start off war number your second match, but the third match overall here today. Just incredible job that they did to come back in that one.
Not only did they get a perfect war, they upset all three caster predictions, got their first win, and it was off the back of the guy that I was looking forward to the most, Al-Mualim, with a nail in the coffin, defeating a squad that had a much higher hit rate and a gigantic 14-star with a 2-star 97% performance yesterday. RVNT is a super team with really strong hitters, but missing just twice against the Tampanai Tristella squad. We have a new top score to break out here now. Tampanai Empire is marching in here with the Tristella folks to get up and up on the leaderboard, now at a 1-1 record, while RVNT are still sitting behind at 0-2. I gotta say, this might be the squad that is like a dark horse, though, because even though they're at 0-2 in the leaderboard, they have got some of the highest hit rate squads. Team members, some of the strongest attackers. So why don't we go ahead and look at the leaderboard now and see where these squads are ranked up and get a sense for how the different teams have been positioned so far, because we only have one war left today. Tribe Gaming has been waiting in the wings for a very long time. Of course, they're going to be going up against Time to Throw. But we might hold that leaderboard off. We'll do that later.
Yeah, we'll come back and we're going to take a short little break for the final match here today. So watch these replays as we'll come back right after them.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
So funny, yeah, I would say funny, because we are laughing every time at NS when testing bass, playing, or just chilling in voice. It's every time fun and we enjoy. Oh, that's interesting because we'll go in Menorca together this summer. So for the music, I'd say R.E.M. For the food, me, because I'm very good cooker. For the party, Nachoa, because he loves going party. and Sinte is sleeping a lot, so I have no idea for him. First, just watch a lot of videos. That's how I learned the game personally, and practice with FCs and friendly war. I think in the town hall because it looks very comfortable. Also, if I'm in the town hall, I'm the mayor of the city, the base, so I can control everything, so it can be good. Oh, yes. I would storage the money I will win this year in the World Championship and ESL, obviously. I'm super grateful to all of you to do support every day. And yeah, for me, it's one of the most important thing in COC because without the supporter, we are nothing. There is not a World Championship, there is not ESL Europe, there is not Clash Masters. So yeah, I'm very grateful to you. Just be well prepared because we want to win and we want to go at Katowice. So yeah, do your best base building and pray.
But I'm unimpressed. So now let me flex. Ha, yeah, I'ma work through the struggle and hurt. Cause I know my worth. And I gotta be first. Ha, yeah, I gotta be first. They don't know what's gotten into me. How'd I turn pain into energy? Through all the struggle and hurt, remember my worth, and that's why I gotta be first. Look at my shine with the glow. This is my time with it though. This is my time to be way at the top. Me and my guys gon' pay out the block. I don't look like walls. Time's right, and I know the sea is walking in a long light. Promise you gon' wanna watch like a sci-fi. My guys are high rises, high tide. My crown if you come to my side. I pledge allegiance for lifetime. My squad connected like Wi-Fi.
Welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, setting the global standard for Clash of Clans tournaments. We are here for our fourth and final match of the day between Time to Throw and Tribe Gaming. Snapdragon Pro Series, brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, is bringing together teams from around the world to compete in multiple different events. Right now, we are at the Challenge Series, the heart of the matter, the beef right in the middle of this sandwich before we get to the final edge and have an opportunity to award one golden ticket to a team moving on to the Clash of Clans World Finals. Right now, our leaderboard is getting set up through a round-robin process where we are picking out from among the 8 best teams in this region, the 2 that'll get a chance to move on and advance. But we've also got a $50,000 prize pool, and that's a good opportunity for a team like MS Esports to try to get a taste of the action since they already have a golden ticket, Carbon Fin.
They do indeed. So at being the 3rd spot there, you can see that Strut is up top at 6 points, and that is the big thing, where you want to be trying to get as many wins as possible so you can be up at the top of the leaderboard. It is the top 2. So maybe it's like we should highlight number 1, number 2 in yellow, essentially, because those are the marks that you have to get. Because anything less than that, you have no chance at getting to the Challenge Finals.
That is absolutely correct right there, and that is in order to face off against North America and India for that golden ticket. So that is going to be the most prized possession on the line. I mean, the money is good, but who doesn't want the opportunity to face off in the World Championship Finals? I don't know. I would, for sure. So, MS Esports sitting here in number 3 right now. Tribe Gaming comfortable at 2, but they could wind up tying up against the only one who is actually topping off, and that is Strut.
I don't see any team being comfortable right now, Lady B, because even though Tribe Gaming got that win yesterday and had that strongest win overall, right there with MS Esports, they had 4 triples and just 1 99% 2-star. They've got to perform again and again and again. Strut are already back up on top, undefeated right now, and Tribe Gaming looking to join them are going to have to keep that standard really high against a squad that Although they faltered yesterday, time to throw, not getting the victory that they had been hoping for. They were ahead for most of the war, and it wasn't really until that 5th and final attack that they fell behind.
Yeah, that final attack can cost it, as we've seen many times before. As we're going to bring up the roster so we can talk about exactly who's going to be playing here in these matches, because whoever is that final attacker, it's the pressure. That is where it all comes on your shoulders. And for time to throw, we've got Ari, Demo, Elliot, iPro, and ND. And Lady B, is there anyone here that stands out?
You know, I mean, I can't say it again. I mean, Ari managed to make it this time again, so we're proud of him. But I think Demo's been doing really, really well. I think his performance really leads, but Elliot also one of the strong attackers here. What I do want to say about time to throw, Woody, is that many of the teams in preparation and talking about who they were most worried about, this was one of the teams.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, all these names are recognized from squads that have participated at the top level of Clash of Clans, but it's a relatively new conglomeration of these top players. And whenever you stick together lots of new parts into this brand new machine, sometimes it takes a little bit of oiling before things really get kicked off and start rolling down the hill. Time to Throw has got a lot of great individual parts and performed really well yesterday, but didn't get the victory. Is now their time to surge ahead. I can imagine that Strut would be very happy if Time to Throw were able to kick Tribe Gaming down a peg, because that would leave them as the only undefeated team in a 2-0 record on top.
It would indeed. So with that, let's go and bring up Tribe's roster and show you who we have coming in for Tribe Gaming. And it's going to be Kronos, Exorcist, Rikiras, Fluxy, and Nebrex. And they did phenomenal in their first war. Like you mentioned, they're 1-0. If they win, they'll be tied up with Strut at the top. But if they lose, now they're going to have to start to climb their way back up, as we do have 0-1 for Time to Throw and 1-0 for Tribe Gaming. So this really can change up the leaderboard here.
It certainly can. And who I've got my eyes on here are Rikiras and Fluxy. These are the two new recruits for Tribe Gaming this season. We know the power of Exorcist, Kronos, Nebrax. We know their reactions and expect them.
Yes.
But I think the most pressure is on Fluxy at this point. And he's definitely performed very well. Rikiras is known for his Lalo and always seems very confident going into them. So Woody, what do you expect to see from this war, at least from Tribe Gaming side?
I'm expecting to see the same consistent, strong offense that we saw from them yesterday, but in the same vein, I think Time to Throw is going to score really highly too. I think that this might actually be the highest scoring war that we get of the entire day. If we don't get another perfect from either one of them, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, we would be highest scoring war, which we think we could potentially see here as, whoa, the stats are saying just that. 14-14 are the average, 99.8 to a 97.4, which means that whoever is the one player to fail, it's going to be your cause for losing this war.
Your fault. It's going to be all your fault. Your teammates are going to point at you, but no, that's not how Clash is played. Clash is a team game. You win as a team, you lose as a team, especially since you're planning together. But this speaks loads, Woody. I mean, you know, we mentioned the 99% for Tribe. This gives them maybe a little bit more favoritism as the advantage team going into this. But they cannot underestimate what Time to Throw might throw at them.
I'd like to say the same, but you know, RVNT were way far ahead of Tristel, and turned out that they took the loss in that previous match. It's like every new day brings a new chapter to the Clash of Clans esports book that we are writing here together with all of you watching this Snapdragon Pro Series. Really excited to see how this one ends. We're going to be closing out the first week with maybe potentially only one undefeated team up on top, but not if Tribe Gaming has anything to say about that. They have an opportunity to take that spot right at the top, but they've been waiting on it all day. Is there something about going fourth in the match series that kind of just like gets the jitters going, gets your adrenaline pumping, and then it turns off, and then it starts pumping again, and then it turns off, and you've just been waiting so long?
I can only imagine, because I know that these players are probably just chilling in the stream chats watching the other teams play, especially Ari. He was in the chat. He was like, all right, guys, I got to go focus on this war. So you could tell that now he's really concentrating, because he wasn't. He'd be still chatting in the chats, but he's not. So everyone that's watching at home, make sure to let us know who you're rooting for, and specifically, not just the teams, but but which players are you specifically rooting and are you behind? Which player team do you want to be supporting? Because we know a lot of you guys have some favorites, but let us know in the chat.
Absolutely. And do you think we'll wind up seeing those two top teams that made it through the ladder series be able to stay on the top? Because that would be Strut and Tribe, as Tribe won the first round. They won the first split, and Strut won the second one. So that's going to be the biggest question here, is if Tribe can wind up getting in there, keeping on par with Strut, and trying to keep the rest in the dust. But week after week, this really is going to change, Woody. I don't know. It's no holds bar here, and you really can't expect what each team is going to bring to the table. And I think Time to Throw is one of those teams where you never know what their defense is going to be.
Well, right you are, LEDB. Something that I've noticed, though, is I think Strut has just gotten better and better with time. They failed in the first bracket to advance on, having been defeated by both MS Esports and Badsinger. But then winning the second ladder, just outright getting their entry point, and then getting 2 wins so far in the round robin. Tribe Gaming has done really well, but they've been kind of sitting back in the wings, as we mentioned last time. They got the ladder win the first time around, and so didn't have to go through any of those messy brackets. Did very well in their first war here, but this is kind of a big question mark in my mind. You know, having picked up so many wins in the preseason and now launching into a round robin, guns blazing, is that the sort of, hype that they can keep up? I know this is like one of the most storied teams in all of Clash of Clans esports, and so the expectations are so high for them.
They are.
I think that it's one that they're going to live up to, though. And if I'm going to throw my prediction out there, I'd say I think that Tribe is going to get the win here. What do you guys think?
Now it's coming to the prediction side. So if we all go one team, is that going to be the same as the last war? I mean, Tribe is coming in as almost maybe the #1 overall seed, right? Because they were the first team to qualify as the #1 team from kind of ladder #1. But if I'm going to be picking a team, I'm also going to be going Tribe. I'm going to think because of the performance that they put up in the previous war the other day, such a high score that it's really going to be hard to compete with them. But Time to Throw can definitely do it.
Yeah. I think I would actually go for Tribe Gaming as well. Not to jinx it here, but I think over RVNT, Tribe has the defenses that they need to hold off Time to Throw. But Time to Throw with the advantage kicking this one off by setting the tone with a potential 3-star. Elliot to kick it off here from Wales. And we've got the Queen charging in towards that Town Hall compartment. Coco Loons coming in to help absorb, soak up any traps along the way for those healers. We'll see a few of them, but we still need to leave them for the Dragons to lead a path as well for the traps.
Yeah, we have to set that funnel, and taking out Eagle Artillery really early is brilliant, so you don't have to worry about the Eagle shots hitting your Dragons later in the raid, as that one balloon pulled a couple Seeking Air Mines to really protect this Queen and her charge for the healers, as the rage is necessary to keep her up through the Expo, as we do have a sweeper on the left side near the Royal Champion that can cause a big issue if he sends Dragons over there. But the super minions are coming out of the CC as the Queen. She's making her way off to the right, maybe, but the poison is down the super minions to keep the Queen up.
Yeah, nice and fast, but they're going to just go through that and actually stay where they are as the Queen gets held off a little bit, and that's enough to give the power she needs. Drops the invisibility spell. Healers get targeted, but not too much damage, thankfully, for Elliot. Queen takes down the King nice and easy. A lot of giant bombs and traps along the way, and she needs to make her way into the scatter shot, not go for the elixir. Oh, there we go. And with that, on course, he can start in those Dragons. We see the blimp coming in. We're going to see the clip of the ability. It has to go in late because of the long reach and distance and the air sweeper holding this back. A freeze could help out quite a bit to save it. But what do we have coming in? He's gonna need to get these loons over top and raged up to go.
He made it closer to the Town Hall, but the tornado trap is spinning him around. Here we got a rocket loon doing damage, freezing up this Town Hall area, but the Town Hall didn't freeze. The Town Hall is not going down to the Yeti Mites.
Wow, Dragons come in and a black bomb, but that Warden shot, Electro Owl, get it knocked down.
Wow.
But this is a tough one because he doesn't have a lot for the cleanup here. He does have the Queen ability. No healers, though, and the Royal Champ. But Carbon, it's that single that's going to be the biggest concern here. Royal Champ has to launch off that Seeking Shield early to ensure that it goes down. A little bit of help from the Drag Rider. This Queen, it relies on her shoulders with an Expo to go.
The Royal Champion has that new skin there. She's making her way around into the Expo. 25 seconds. So time. The Clan Castle is going to be too far away and too much health probably as the Skellies are trying to work on the wall. So if he's able to clear this whole bottom side, time's not going to be on Elliot's side.
It is definitely not. Those Skellies trying to get through into the CC, but it doesn't matter anyway because the Queen will not be able to clean up the bottom side of the base. So this is going to start off with a 2-star, but percentage is going to be high. 98% is nothing to be ashamed of, but this is a defense that I was exactly expecting to see coming in from Tribe Gaming. It might be narrow, but that's all you need. A 2-star is a 2-star.
It is, and that's what Tribe was hoping for, getting at least a defense, right? Like you said, any 2-star is what a defense is in Clash of Clans. Granted, a lot of players, if they get a 2-star high 90%, they're thinking, you know, that's fantastic. Obviously, it's not a 1-star. 2 stars will help you win, especially when you only have one shot in your Clan War League, but they only have one shot here, and they know they have to be putting up triples. They have to be putting up 14-star performances or even 15 stars. As we saw, Top and Nitrostella was the first team here in the Challenge Series to be putting up a perfect war. So you never know which team will do it, but they're all capable of.
They certainly are. And we were talking about defenses and what I'm expecting to see from Tribe Gaming, but I was seeing in chat a lot of people talking about ND's base building. So this is what we're going to have to keep an eye on and see if ND can actually throw off Tribe, which is not an easy feat. I mean, Time to Throw definitely stepping up their game, that 98%. If that's all that they get for a 2-star and they trip from now, they'd be in a safe spot. But Nebrax kicking this one off. We often see him as the team motivator because you want to see that happy face smile.
Yes.
And to keep the motivation for the team, keep them excited and raring to go. But we do bring in a golem to actually tank for the King and Queen because we have so much damage incoming. The Eagle, the Expo, we've got the defending King, the Royal Champion over here, and this works simultaneously alongside the Drags. So he needs to keep those heroes going, but hold the Royal Champion for the back end.
As the Dragons are flying their way straight into the court, does have a blimp with the Warden to protect it. Pops the ability, gonna fly to the Town Hall. There is the Invis Super Minion clone. Look at them go for the Sweeper,
nice.
Go for the Inferno, go for the Town Hall. Incredible value. They're wondering, why don't you just take Super Wizards? Well, it's because Super Minions can obviously reach over walls, areas that Super Minions can't. Plus, you don't have to worry about Giant Bombs that would hit the troops there, as Giant Bombs would be devastating to Super Wizards.
Yeah, but it also paths this nice course that we talked about earlier, getting into the core of the base, cleaning it out so your heroes have the opportunity to work around the outskirts. And look at that, the Queen is still alive because of the power of the King. She doesn't have her ability, but she is backing up that Royal Champ. And I was just about to say the Drags stay alive, but we get knocked down with 2 of those Seeking Air Mines. But it's more than enough with what he has on the back end coming through and the invisibility spell. So Nebrax not falling to the defensive prowess of ND. Not this time around, Woody.
I think that is the most impressive attack that I have seen in the entire series so far. One of the quickest, most dominating, holding on to still almost half a dozen dragons at the end there, using super minions to take out such a gigantic cluster of defenses over there on the Town Hall side of things. Nebrax has earned a gold star from me, not just for the 3 that he picked up on the base, but we'll give our congratulations as well to Elliot, our Welsh warrior, picked up a 2-star 98%, ever so close to being able to get that coveted triple. Just leaving them a little bit behind gives Tribe Gaming a big step up in the early war.
Really does. You know, but again, we talk about percentage being a factor. It's good to have that defensive start, but a 98% does put pressure on Tribe to continue to pick up those 3 stars or a 99%, which they did last time around. So, Carbon, how worried do you think Tribe is at this point?
I mean, they're still worried, obviously, because if it's triple all the way through, that means that Tribe will have to 3-star in their final attack just to win, or even a 99%. So with it being a 98, it's still anyone's game at this point. One small mistake will cause you to fail, cause you to get a 99, 98, and every single building will matter at this stage. And Woody, this one being the last match of the day, definitely is not going to disappoint.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you're right. It's really just the star that's missing from Elliot's attack. With the 98%, if it does wind up coming down to being a star versus star, tiebreaker to percentage, 98 is almost as close as you can get to getting that perfect score without being able to finish it off at the end. A time fail is a little bit unfortunate. You know, he had the oomph there with that Archer Queen to try to finish everything off in the end, but just didn't have enough seconds left on the clock to be able to get that done. But nevertheless, as you said, Tribe is going to take any little advantage that they can, especially early on when you expect the starting attacks to be a little bit more confidently leaning toward that 3-star side of things. It's usually later on in the war when we start to see attackers starting to falter more, particularly in the case of Time to Throw, who missed out their only triple in their last attack in the previous war.
Absolutely. So let's see what ND can do to try and help his team recover back. The defense didn't come in strong for him, but as you mentioned, that's where we often see the 3-stars coming through, more confidence in the leading position. We've got the Golem also to provide the tank here, and we've got a full Lalo. We're not talking about cleanup Lalo, but let's see how far he can push this one. And I'm just keeping an eye on we've only got one invisibility spell here. We've got quite a few Skellies and a Rage. I think it would be too crazy to go for that core of the base, but it wouldn't make too much of a difference. So we do want to use those Skellies to help protect the heroes, to get a deeper push, and also try and get that CC lure at the same time.
Yeah, with that King's ability going off to take out the enemy Royal Champion, his Royal Champion is going to help grab the bomb tower, freezing up the scatter. King's going for the builder. RC's ability goes off. The CC is splitting up in different directions as now the Queen, she's not going to make her way in, which means that she's going to walk eventually to this town hall or around, as he doesn't have anything really to funnel this Queen in unless he uses an invisibility spell.
Yeah, so he has to force the ability early, which is not ideal as the Headhunter is there. I'm surprised he's not dropping some Skelly spells to really help out with this, but likely to help protect for the Queen on the back end since there's only one Headhunter here. He wants to reserve that for that particular position. So the Queen is not going for the Town Hall. This is a massive risk now as he's got to use that Warden ability to the very end. He does have the Stone Slammer at least trying to attempt to go for the multi, but that super minion that stays alive is not helping out matters.
This is risky as he has a few balloons coming down the edge here to force the balloons, and he already pops Warden ability. What are we going to find near the Town Hall? Tornado Trap? That will be devastating if the balloons don't even path to the Town Hall. He has another freeze. He's got a ton of loons there, and luckily there's no tornado trap spinning him away. So the Town Hall will go down, but those balloons are all gonna die.
Ouch, and that hurts. Watching those loons just slam to the ground is the worst thing in the world.
Can he get it?
But he's got the Warden alive, drops that invisibility that he saved. He's got the baby dragon doing some extra work. If the Warden and Electro Owl can take down
an
Expo and the Battle Builder Hut, the minions are taking care of the cleanup on the storages. They just need to go for the defenses, and ND could get that 3-star Carbon.
Look at the minions. Skellies come over. Expo's gonna go down.
Oh no.
Battle Builder's gonna go down as well. And we've got a triple for ND. Wow, what an attack there, as he was able to then end on the Town Hall pretty much and still get the triple. Just incredible. That's exactly what they needed here.
That is what they needed. That's the confidence boost to say, we're still in it. We've got that 98%, and if they keep on that mission with the 3-star after 3-star, that's what's going to put the pressure onto Tribe.
Yeah, the pressure is mounting here as attack after attack is coming in. And with Tribe starting off with a 3-star, they know that they can't let that up. They have to keep bringing in the triples, and the next attacker is going to look to do that. Who did it? Maybe Exorcist? Fluxy? Maybe? I don't know. Really, the next attacker, if it's not a triple, it has to be a 99%. To think that a 99%, if you get less than 98, you're going to be down, ooh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, really going to hurt at that point. But we did see Tribe come in with that 99.
Yeah.
I think it hurt a little bit from the start.
War, not
in the previous war. But I think it hurt a little bit, but then it came back into their favor. It is Kronos who we get to see. And we've got him working with the Queen, the Yeti, clearing up the path and waiting for those healers. Now, typically, you just want to hold off those healers a little bit, make sure there's nothing to target them, no Teslas around the direction. So that's why we see a little bit of patience, but Coco Loon's dropping in, and we already have it sectioned off to come into that 9 o'clock corner. As you can see, the meat, I call it the meat funnel that is shaped up. There's meat to grab on there.
Oh, there is indeed, which is the queen that's standing right next to that scatter shot. Look at it. Look at this queen. She just walks inside this wall, so this is brilliant to allow the queen to continue to get this value. So he drops a few balloons onto the Archer Tower, and look at the angle that he drops it. So he doesn't, it was a little off. He didn't grab that gold mine, which would have been very nice. So his queen can continue her path eventually towards this town hall, looks to be.
Absolutely. She's got a beautiful opening here. He does bring in the wall breaker, though, where she doesn't need it, but this is going to cut the path so she can take on the single, and that is really important because if she worked to the outside of the base, she would be targeted by the single. He'd be forced to be using those freezes, way too many to get around to the town hall. So this actually spares what he needs. But we've got the log launcher to open up, get into that multi-section of the base, double poison down for the headhunters and the super minions, and this works out perfectly.
It does. He can use a free spell onto the single. Oh, that was cutting it close. As he pops that warded ability, protect the king. Then the Lalo can come on the backside as that multi-target goes down. The queen's going to grab the town hall. This is looking good, and the royal champion is joining in with the king to help take out the enemy queen through here.
Yeah, this is looking absolutely lovely. I cannot believe the amount that we're getting out of this log launcher. Look at this. The loons coming in. They're going to soak up the traps. The drag rider can work its way through, take on the multi-targeting inferno, and the loons can sweep around the outside edge of the base. But we've got the royal champ ability. We've got the queen ability. She's still alive. Healers are safe from the air defense through that invisibility spell. And this one is in the bag for Kronos. This is the 3-star that they needed to keep the lead going strong, with only 2 attacks in on each side so far, Carbon.
Brilliant plan here as that log launcher got so much value. That Inferno Tower going down and then lallowing around and using the Warden ability to really protect the King's ability. The Royal Champion and all that got so much value, and then it just becomes a clean-up Lalo, Woody.
Well, another 2 attacks are on the board now, and ND has done it with a triple that surprised me, to be quite honest. It seemed like he was faltering, slipping, stumbling, but he kept a steely-eyed focus on his target and managed to cross the finish line just in time to get that triple. But the same story twice in a row for Time to Throw. Barely, closely trying to get that triple. It's just this completely different story for Tribe Gaming, who twice in a row now have gotten clear and confident triples that were not really even close on defensive matters. I think that this speaks really well about what we may see yet to come from Tribe Gaming through the mid and later sections of this war, with the perfect war still in their sights, hoping to try to clinch as many stars as they can against Time to Throw. A squad that has been eking out those 3 stars sometimes, and sometimes just barely falling short. It's going to be a big turnaround if Time to Throw can manage to get this one back in the win column.
This really would be, and it's not unachievable. It just depends what Tribe's bringing, not only defensively, but their offensive game. As long as there's no hiccups, I think the attack order is going to have a huge play on this Carbon. A lot of times we've been seeing Flexi starting to take that final position, which I think is make or break. It's probably the heaviest pressure area, depending on what happens in the war.
True.
And it could wind up costing them if he winds up having too much pressure on his shoulders. But he came in for them the last time. But let's see what Demo's got in the bag here, because they need to keep throwing down these 3 stars if they want to keep the pressure going on Tribe. And we've got the Skelly Donut coming through. With the bats going for the single targeting Inferno. We're taking down the CC.
Good notice. They're also going for the Air Expo as well. So that is nice value. And look, the Air Expo, Clan Castle, and the Inferno Tower all go down. And that is going to be fantastic, as he potentially could go with a Law or a Flame Flinger. He wants to maybe go for the Town Hall, but he's having an Earthquake, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen at the moment. As the Wizard, King, Queen, so the Queen can step in for the Town Hall eventually, or the King might just path his way there. if he goes to the bottom tower. Oh, it just in time forces the king to go to the left.
Yeah, and that's going to help the Royal Champion quite a bit here, coming in for the scatter shot position. Looking to see if there's any Teslas along the way here to hold her off, and any particular Skelly spells as well that would slow her down. But none seem to be cropping up. Queen's got the beautiful path into the Town Hall, so this is working perfectly for Demo so far. No traps or tricks, it seems, up Kronos' sleeve.
Yeah, Demo looking like he's clearing the scatter. The Expo. The Queen will easily step into this Town Hall. Remember, no CC to worry about, so he doesn't have to worry about a Lava Hound, Super Minis, or anything. We're so overwhelming that it's really to think like, wait a second, how are we going to try to trip Tribe up from the performance that they've been doing? It's going to be very difficult.
It is, and Tribe is a versatile clan. We do know that they have a lot of success as well with things like drag riders, which can be hard to trip up. I mean, like this air meta right now is very, very strong. So trying to find the way to hold them off is going to be the biggest task.
It is indeed going to be a big task, but the next deck for Tribe has a big task up next, and that is to triple time to throw. If he doesn't, and he gets less than a 98%, then the war completely changes, goes a complete 180, and then time to throw can take the lead. I'm gonna guess. What do you think the next attack from Tribe's going to be? Do you think they're coming with Lalo or Dragon Riders?
I expect to see some Dragon Riders.
Okay.
I know they like their Dragon Riders. Queen Church Dragon Rider seems to be one of their favorite attacks that they use. Let's see if I'm right.
Oh, it's Lalo.
Oh, it's Lalo.
Rakira's,
okay.
of course.
Oh, okay, it's Rakira's. I should have known. If I knew it was Rakira's, I could have told you exactly what this was going to be.
Oh, my goodness.
So for those of you at home who might not know the name Rakira's, get that in your head. This is one of the best Lalo attackers in the game.
Yes.
He has, through the Mobile Open last year, he and Mask had the highest hit rate, 98.5%, with Rakira's only missing one attack, one Lalo attack. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing is, they might have had the best hit rate. I don't think they care about that at all. I think what they care about is getting that golden ticket and getting the World Championship trophy. They want to win it all. So, you know, it doesn't matter at the end of the day if you had the best hit rate. If you don't win it, does it really matter? Because you need to have those triples in that precise time with the pressure on the line. As he loops this queen in towards the Town Hall. The invisibility spell acted like rerouting that queen, which was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely stunning, especially because he is coming in with a hero dive with the queen. We have no healers to keep her alive, so power is limited. Reserve that ability to ensure that she gets through. But look at this. Stone Slammer coming in for the multi-targeting Inferno. This is going to open up. Curious to see if we've got Yetis in here to clear out the entire compartment and narrow out what we want to see. But having the Loons is also a very nice opportunity to work through. We've got the Rage down and ready to go. So this is going to help the Loons path forward, get that Drag Rider in, and help with the remaining defenses. Just have to worry about that single targeting Inferno.
Yeah, that Dragon Rider. Get ready for...
Ooh, the Eagle.
He had to use a freeze under the single. Oh, the Sting Air Mine rips through that Dragon Rider. So now he pops the ward, but look at the rage.
Oh no.
Brilliant rage here that can get these balloons, but they're slowing down. Freezes up that single. He needs the balloons to go over to the other single through the rage. Oh, he's going down. But he got a handful coming back.
Wow, he's got a huge pack of balloons coming into this one, even despite all the traps from time to throw.
Incredible.
It ain't holding back Rakira's.
The Lava Hound.
He does.
Yeah, this is the power of Rakira's. The Lava Hound alive, the Loons alive, and this is why he is known as one of the best Lalo players, if not the best in all the land.
Incredible. Rakira's, how do you do this time and again? Just dominating with another Lalo triple and using the Ice Hounds as well. But look at that. Balloons coming over. The Hound doesn't even...
Be a turnaround. It was going to be starting earlier and continuing to apply pressure time and again. Demo just completely destroyed that base with so much time and
ability, but to actually just take off some pressure, just alleviate that pressure from the defensive side.
Yeah, the Yeti actually helped grab the Archstar on the far right as his queen is going to move her way in towards the scatter shot, which looks to be maybe a Tesla farm over there as well. But look at the super minions. They haven't gone down. So if the queen gets too far away, I'm just wondering if the super minions lock onto the healers. No, they're going to go to the queen, and she'll take them out here.
Yeah, she's in a good spot now. We do still have the Royal Champion, and this could be, typically we use her for the back end of the base. Dragons can get through the core, but we have nothing to keep them on track here for the outside edge. Wait, hold up. We got the sneaky gobs that are actually going to get this working through. The blimp's going to take on the town hall, so this is perfect. And this is going to shape up what's going to form the push into the core. We've got a lot of traps. Rage is up. We're going to see the loons and the drag rider, but can he clear up that single target inferno is a question.
Yeah, these dragons and dragon riders need to make their way to the single. There's the freeze. He's got the dragon rider with almost like no health, trying to make its way. The other dragon riders go into the town hall poison, but the royal champ now goes to the top side to try to help as the queen is trying to clear this Tesla farm to the right.
Yeah, I mean, the queen's got power left with her ability. Healer's still on. Her royal champ still has some cover to help with working this long and an invisibility spell. And when we talk about the back end of the bases, typically what we're looking for are singles, are scatter shots that you worry about, and this is why you want these hero abilities left, and there are none of them. So this means iPro comes in with the 3-star, trying to keep time to throw in this if they can find a 97% defense or lower.
Brilliant job, iPro, for time to throw, keeping the pressure on Tribe, because if Tribe falls less than a 98%, then it will now be time to throw in the lead. As Tribe Gaming is currently 1-0, time to throw is 0-1. If Tribe wins, they will be tied up with Strut at the top of the leaderboard. Remember, only the top 2 teams will be advancing after the 7 days of competition. There's 2 each week, so we've got a lot more days of these matches to come, and every single team will face each other, and whoever has the top 2 wins is going to advance. And remember, there's no playoff bracket here at this stage. That's going to happen in the next to try to get that golden ticket.
Yeah, and you know, this is a big lead and opportunity. If you do start off at the top, I mean, the only way to go is down, which is unfortunate, but it's much harder than trying to build your way back up this ladder with so many incredible teams. So I think this was exactly as close as we expected to see it. That 98% 2-star time fail is really devastating, because it's just, you know, just some small mistakes, and it makes a huge, huge difference for a team and players. So this is where you sit there patiently waiting. But either way, you still have a lot of players left that I think are going to be struggling with some anxiety in this.
Ooh.
I would say Fluxy for Tribe.
Okay.
And I would say Ari for time to throw. I know Ari watches a lot in the chat, and you know, if he's not in chat,
he said he left to go focus on this.
Okay, good.
So let's see. And it's Exorcist that's coming in next. So like you said, Fluxy is going to probably be the last attacker for Tribe, and the pressure will be on him as Exorcist has an Ice Hound to be able to help, as the Queen is going to charge her way in towards his Eagle. Maybe they're just either giving Fluxy the most time to plan his attack as he's not ready, or maybe just say, guys, I'll go last and I'll take on the pressure.
Yeah, so, and I feel like he takes that position most often, it seems. Just might give him a little more time to actually prepare in this. But Exorcist here now able to work a screen. Wait, where are these Yetis going? We want them in the core. We want them taking down the single, but we've got the Lalo starting off already from the northern side of the base. We've got a drag rider as well, and Queen has no more opportunity to jump in, but she can weave outside of the walls to get in here. But it is the Lalo that he might need to be patient for with this Warden timing to get it done. Here comes Yeti back around to go for that single. Freezes up the Town Hall, freezes up the single. We've got traps galore, and he's got to hold on to the ability as long as possible with the tornado trap.
Yes, that Warden ability finally goes off, and he saved his king for the back right side, which was clutch because that king found the Tesla farm. And now these balloons are going to path their way through this lag section, and this is looking fantastic with the Royal Champion ability.
Yet to use while he was just working on cleanup.
Yep. And
working on cleanup. You didn't even need them. So. Yeah, once again, we've seen Exorcist and iPro coming in with triples, and it's really surprising to say that the first attack from this war, a 2-star 98%, is the low bar that has been set now for the rest of the hits so far. Is this going to be a time when we see the momentum starting to finally shift, though, with the 5th and final attack? Possibility still here for Tribe Gaming to miss a hit, or are they just going to get the perfect?
I mean, if it comes down to this now, Fluxy being the final attacker, he has messed up in the past, so this pressure could get to his head. But now I think the final attackers, being Ari and Fluxy, if you guys don't know, there's a history between these two players here. They love to just have the banter back.
And he is with this one as he starts off with an initial easy push to the town hall here. He's got 2 additional wall breaks to get that queen access weaving through, but those drag riders need their shape up going, and that king is going to help with the outside of the base. But hold on, this queen doesn't take the wall break to clear out. She actually goes for the town hall compartment, so he needs to quickly funnel up, and this is already making him push the pressure here because she is not going where she's supposed to go.
Look at who Ari's attacking too.
Oh no!
Ari's also attacking Fluxy, imagine. Oh, here we go. As the Tesla farm skeletons are all popping on this queen, so he's forced to drop another rage.
That rage, these are burning through fast. He's only got 2 more to go. Has the wall break in. He still needs to ensure that the queen has...
Well.
Wow.
But she's going the wrong way.
Wait, where's she going?
Queen!
Come back!
Uh-oh. This is bad. This is real bad for Ari.
Wait.
Oh, she's finally coming back. Okay, but the single target Inferno is not going down.
I think Ari's singing, baby, come back here, and she does. So we've got the Royal Champ cutting across the center of the base, keeping these drag riders on target, and they're still doing some work. We've got all hero abilities, King, Queen, Royal Champ, all except that Warden, which helps out quite a bit as the Queen gets a wall break into the multi on the back end, will help out with the defending Queen. The Royal Champ actually already took her down. Are you kidding me?
Hang on, King still got his ability.
Yep.
43 seconds, so now the question is time.
Yep.
As that's going to be his biggest threat. As he's got the minions, he can drop to the far left side. He can reach over the wall, grab the Archer Tower. Scatter Shot's going down. He's got the minions around.
What has he got on the top?
They're coming back around. It's looking good.
Okay.
It's looking good, but time, minions. But the Dragon Riders have to go to the cannon first here.
Oh,
King
needs
gotta go
to
right.
come.
King gotta go. He does.
He does. Ooh, this is going to help out. Queen just needs to get through the wall, breakthrough, help out. Drag Riders, Warden have it.
Wow.
And Ari has taken down Fluxy. So, okay. Ari can at least say, look, dude, I took down your base.
He did.
You know, like, he showed up, he performed.
He did.
You know, this is, if they lose, it's technically not Ari's fault.
Nope.
So Fluxy has no bragging rights fully.
Wow.
I think, I would say.
98% is the one fail.
Yes.
Which means that Fluxy basically has to triple. If he gets a 99, yes, they can win. But if he doesn't and he gets 98, then it comes down to average attack duration. And we'll have to take a look at that as, you know, I might be able to take a look here. I'll see as we are casting this, and we might get some news of who has a little bit faster attacks, because Fluxy, here we go. We're jumping into the final attack of today, and Fluxy is coming in.
Ari's base.
Yeah, they're hitting each other. No way. And Fluxy is coming in with the Queen Charge Lalo as well.
Yep, but we do have the Flame Flinger to help this one out, and that offers a lot of power, so I have some hope for this. This definitely works through. So let's see what they can do with this. Well, let's see what Fluxy can do with it. Pressure is on, and sometimes he succumbs to the pressure.
So I'm taking a look at the stats here of this war, and Tribe Gaming have a, well, I should say time to throw, have a 2 minutes and 38-second average attack duration.
Ability!
Giant Bomb!
Oh, he's got a rage!
Alive. The sweeper's annoying.
Oh, he needs to freeze up that sweeper, get a rage down, and hurry, keep that Queen going. This could come close. Balloon's coming in.
Wow.
keeps that queen alive, and the Lalo head over for that town hall.
But that queen,
But
that queen underage, the warden ability protects just in time those balloons as the World Champ's gonna path towards that middle multi. Still has their ability. We have the no queen ability for the enemy World Champ, so that's gonna be a problem as he can make her invisible in terms of his queen to help to know. He decides to go with the free spell instead, but the headhunter gets launched. The RC ability gets skipped. We have some balloons in the back end. Not looking too bad. The RC is still up. This is looking good for Fluxy.
yeah, this is the perfect
Wow.
war.
He did it.
Woody wanted to see some perfect wars yesterday. We didn't get to see them. He had a motivational speech with them earlier today. He said, gentlemen, ladies, if there are any in there, I would like you to come in with a perfect war, and that is what they've done. So Tribe Gaming, Woody, now are tied up in that ranking with Strut. Those two top teams coming through the splits stay on top.
And with these two teams, I am quite pleased. May they go on to great things. Tribe Gaming emerging victorious. Quick peek into their clan chat there. Alongside Tribe Gaming, and in fact, if I were to be a bit pedantic here and break it down into the tiebreakers, because Tribe Gaming's got more stars. Tribe's actually in the #1 spot right now above Strut. Now they're going to have a head-to-head, and that's going to decide really which team is on top. But we don't get to see that quite yet today. We've had all 4 of our wars, and with the leaderboard shaping up to be what it is, we're just going to have to wait until future matches to come about to find out which teams are going to emerge out on top for that $50,000 prize pool and the 2 opportunities to move on for a golden ticket positioning. Advantage for Tribe Gaming in this matchup against Time to Throw, but man, I really hope for the sake of Time to Throw, having put up some of the strongest showings and still getting losses, I hope that their future weeks get a pick-me-up because they sure deserve it.
I think they will, and I think this is exactly why we saw a lot of other players saying that they worry about Time to Throw because they have the potential to put up against Tribe Gaming by 2 buildings, almost that perfect war. It's a heartbreaker, but that shows the potential and the power that they have.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. You have to be putting up close to perfect wars. I guess 14 stars at a 98% fail is not good enough because you got perfected, and that's how hard it is. So that means that Time to Throw, fail any of their other wars, they're going to have to start winning out to have a chance to make it a comeback.
Well, they'll have a very impressive tiebreaker record with all these 14-star wars and 99 whatever percentage finishes because they have done incredibly well and are always deserving of the support and love that they're getting in chat and also on social media with all our fans putting that hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series on there to keep the conversation in one place and report back on all the goings on throughout this series. So thanks again very much to the Snapdragon Elite Gaming crew for supporting this event and sponsoring us and making sure that we can bring players from all around the world, focusing in this specific challenge season on the European region where the best 8 teams are coming together to vie for that golden ticket and that $50,000 prize pool. Also, huge thanks to Monster Energy and to DHL for providing additional support for this tournament to make sure that this can all happen. I think that we're just about ready to...
The leaderboard, maybe?
To
take a look
take another look at the leaderboard. Great suggestion, Carbon Finn, because we got to figure out where the teams are stacked up right now and where they're going to be going in the weeks to come.
There it is. Tribe Gaming sitting up at #1. They came in here this week being #1. And they're staying up. They're tied with Strut. And we talked about how there could have been 3 teams being undefeated with the 2-0 record. But we have 2 teams now up at the top. And Tribe, Strut, NS Esports, Affiliate, Bazinger, Tampana, Estrella, but Lady B, those 2 teams at the bottom were 0-2.
Yeah, they are 0-2, and it's going to be interesting to see what we have next week because remember, Wednesday we kick off again with the 3rd day of the challenge, and you know, we've got 4 teams right there in the middle tied up that want to try and switch us out depending on who they wind up having to face off. They can have an easier time, get the record moving forward, but we could see a lot of changes, and that's what makes this round robin style tournament so much fun because they get to face off against each and every team and really show who is the most dominant.
Oh yeah, there is no luck of the draw with anything like a bracket in a format
No.
like this. You're gonna have to face off against every single other player and prove your worth if you want to earn that coveted golden ticket and the spot atop the Snapdragon Pro Series leaderboard. Tried Gaming and Strut looking very strong right now, but hey, I gotta hand it to all the middle squads as well. MS Esports, Aphelion Esports, especially Bad Zinger with their perfect war today.
Yeah.
Tomp and I, Tristella, they have all performed really admirably, and we're only 2 wars in on this. We've got 5 more left for every single clan.
For right now, so I think like those most important matches where we have to focus the most will be versus teams like Bazinger or MS.
Well, you did have a very tight one today, and as you said, your defenses weren't holding up as strong as you had hoped. Now that you have a few more days to recollect and think a bit more about your strategies for the next matches, do you want to share any insights about what your team is going to be focused on for the matches ahead?
I mean, focus probably on the thing that we focus on every match, which is prepare defenses earlier, like analyze opponents, but hopefully this time it will be successful.
Yeah, and I'm curious about when you say focus on preparing your defenses, how many people are part of the team that help test bases? Because we know, obviously, the 5 or 6 that kind of play with knowledge, and then Stefan helps build bases. But how many people are part of the overall team, the overall clan that helps you really test bases for like these types of tournaments?
I honestly think that everyone has his input into like defense aspect, either like testing bases, playing friendly challenges, or at least like telling obvious plans or what said proper person see on the base. Like every like input for bases, I think, goes from everyone. So yeah, I think every 7 of us.
Okay.
Now, do you think that actually helps you since everybody's a part of this?
Wow.
Well, fear the tribe, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Fear the tribe indeed. Man, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. And if we got another question, I guess the one question I could ask you is, when you guys go into your planning, right, when the war starts and there's 45 minutes left, is there any player on your team that has priority to say, hey, you know, I got a plan for this, and maybe their plan kind of triumphs over everybody else? Or do you kind of divvy it out of whoever has the plan, you let them have the base and they go for it? How do you do the kind of the planning between you guys as pro players?
I think such planning would require some fixed order of hits, but we don't really have anything like this. We just look at the bases, and if someone sees a plan on a base that he's very sure of, we just let him hit this as first hitter. And this, like, next base, if someone sees this, then takes it, and it just goes on.
Okay.
Well, thanks very much for joining us, Rikeras. Congratulations once again on your victory again today, and another belated happy birthday from your celebration on Wednesday. Thanks for joining us, and good luck to Tribe going forward. You've got a great position, and it'll take a lot to defend it, but I think you're up to the task.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Well, with that, we've closed out all 4 of our matches. We've reviewed the leaderboard. I think we just want to take a minute to recap the entire day and talk about our favorite moments. And if you don't mind, I'll start first.
Yeah.
I think that the perfect war from Bad Zinger was a huge upset for me. We were all thinking...
Tomp and I.
Tomp and I, man. Sorry about that,
Bad
Zinger. My apologies. Yeah, we were thinking RV&T were getting the win there. We had all predicted that, and they were smashing far ahead. But with a big perfect war to get that train started today, the very first perfect war. In fact, you know, we didn't have any on Wednesday. I think Tomp and I, Tristella, really overshot my expectations, and
they did.
Gave me a little fire in the belly for maybe rooting for them going forward.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
For me, really, it was seeing a lot of turnarounds. You know, Ano able to turn around that 1 star. Boom, coming in, turning around.
Defense 1 star.
Yeah, and the defense as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but he came in with the triple.
Yeah,
so he kind of reversed it. So seeing the, I don't want to say underdogs, but seeing the players that were struggling, and even the teams, be able to turn the wars around was definitely impressive here. What about for you, Carbon?
Yeah, for me, it would be the other perfect war coming from Tribe, but really the storyline, Ari versus Flexi, both hitting each other's bases at the very end to really win the wars, and then Flexi clutching it. So it was great to see those two teams battling it out, and I'm sure we're going to see so many more matches just like that. So you guys do not want to miss those matches that come next week, which is going to be next Wednesday and Friday, the next several weeks, Woody.
That's right. So we've got 3 more weeks of competition kicking off once again next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central European Summertime. Yep. We hope that you'll follow us here, and also be sure to check us out on all our social media channels across the Twitterverse and Instagram world, where you can find more details about the Snapdragon Pro Series. If you're going to leave a comment on any of these shows or talk about any of the teams involved, make sure to use that hashtag Snapdragon Pro Series so that we can track all of that and include it in the ongoing conversation. Yep. Thanks once again to the teams who appeared today. We really appreciate all of the hard work that you put into this event, and with the leaderboard shaping up with only 5 more wars left, we know that you're going to be working even harder in the days to come. Thanks also to the viewers who came by to check in on the stream and give all your love and support to the players who are competing here. Clash of Clans is a super tough game, and it takes a lot of teamwork and dedication to rise to the very top, but these are the best teams from the region, and they deserve all the congratulations that they've earned so far, and maybe some of them deserve a share of that $50,000 prize pool and a shot at that golden ticket. Until next Wednesday, though, I'm Woody. Pleased to co-cast alongside Lady B and Carbon Finn.
Yes.
Encouraging them to share a few last words before we close the stream out.
Oh, just incredible to see the caliber of players and teams that we have coming in. This is the top of the top and exactly what we expect to see. So kudos to the players.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be able to see these teams, and can't wait to maybe see how the players interact in person once it gets to that challenge finals. But we got a lot of stuff to come through leading up to that, so you guys do not want to miss that. Woody, go ahead and close us out here.
Will do. All right, guys. See you next Wednesday, and until then, clash on.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, and DHL.
map, get lost now with no extract. Like, look, that's all me. Got my number, don't call me. We eating up, that's all beef. You freezing up, that's y'all's team. Cause we don't really lose no more. All about heating up, leaving that cold. You can see me heating up, killing that show. I ain't about giving up, no. Nah, cause they don't want it with me. Look, you got a problem with me. Look, cause y'all don't want it with me. If you start a fire with me, then you never gonna stop me. Ay, sound the alarm. We about to go on. You getting it wrong. Time to go off. Can't hold us back. Truth hurts, you always that. My truth lurks, say y'all collapse. Now scoop first where your homies at. Come on.